Welcome back, boxing fans. Let me put my ears in and see if that makes the volume better. So, all good? Ready to go? Testing, testing, one, two, three. Hopefully the sound is A-OK. I'm working on my iPad because obviously I cannot get a top rank fight in Asia for a fight in Asia. So, as ironic as that is, here we are today looking at Naoya Inoue versus Louise Nery for undisputed super bantamweight title. It's been a good card so far. The 112-pound Japanese champion just defended his world title in a pretty dominant performance, and now we have Takumi Inoue, Naoya Inoue's brother, 19-1, 5 KOs, fighting Sho Ishida, 34-3, 17 KOs. Sho Ishida is an ex-world champion, very tall, long fighter, a much harder puncher than Takumi Inoue, and more rangy. So it's going to be a very good opponent, a good fight. In my prediction league, I picked Sho Ishida to win the fight. So we'll see if he's able to upset Inoue, which obviously for the brother would be disappointing to have your younger brother fighting your card and him lose. This is always the problem with brother cards. I think you worry more about your brother's result than you do about your own. Iceman's in the house. Newton, we in Japan. We in Japan, man. Well, I'm in Taiwan, but I wish I was in Japan. 55,000 people watching a Nery, but unfortunately, we're just sitting on the sofa at home at 5:22 p.m. Uh, Asian time. Darkness, what's up, my man? Welcome to a Nery live. This is quite the spectacle, eh? Look at those lights. The dude needs sunglasses. Sho Ishida is a really legitimate fighter. This is a good fight. One of those fights a lot of American boxing fans won't talk about, won't give it any attention at all. But you have Inoue, a bantamweight world champion, who potentially may fight Maloney, who's fighting on this undercard in his next fight, which would be a unification fight. And then you have Junto Nakatani, the up-and-coming potential superstar Japanese fighter, who also has a title at this weight. So this weight is very interesting. There's a lot of opportunity for unification, but he's got to get by this man, Sho Ishida, a quality fighter. And don't be surprised if Ishida pulls the upset. Jay Will's in the house. Inoue, Inoue, Inoue. Oi, oi, oi. Salute, Sean. Iceman, Jay Will. So what was my prediction? I think I picked Ishida to win by decision, but let's just confirm. This is great, right? It's Monday night, my time. I just finished work. I just rushed home in the middle of the last fight, caught the end of it, and now here we are going live. Super. The only thing that could make this better if it was on DAZN and I could be watching it on my big screen TV. Obviously, I can shoot it to my TV, but sometimes when you do that, it just becomes problematic. Nery must pay for what he did to Yamanaka. He must pay. He will pay in blood. He will pay in blood. Yeah, I don't think they like Nery. Oh, no, they don't. The only reason they allow him to come back is because they do expect Inoue to beat his ass, right? And that's the only reason why they lifted his lifetime ban, because they're like, okay, fine, we'll let you come back just so you can get humiliated and get your ass beat by a Japanese fighter. But what was I going to look at? I picked up my phone. I was going to look at something, and then I got distracted. I don't know. Nonetheless, Sho Ishida, maybe that's what I was going to looking at. His career. What's going on? Come on, man. Box Rick, where are you? But as I was saying, this is excellent. Coming home Monday night and having this to look forward to, sweet. I'm struggling to find a stream again. Yes. Salute, Young Hungry Lions. Hard Recoil. Can't you just watch it on ESPN? Lifetime ban on now fighting in the Tokyo Dome. Fuck, eh? You know, that's obviously salute to Inoue. Obviously not Louis Nery, but look at that. Look at that light show. But this man, yes, ESPN Plus, but this man needs to come to America where maybe he can fight in front of 10,000 people. Ah, sorry, Hydrocoil. Where are you? Because it's on Sky Sports if you're in the UK. That's the problem, right? That's why everything should be on fucking DAZN. Everything. People think I'm hating on PBC when I say that, but that comes to fucking Top Rank as well as PBC, right? Both of them should go to DAZN. If you have Top Rank and PBC all on DAZN, you and me as boxing fans, we will never have these kind of issues or aggravations to deal with. So that would be excellent. It's good that I have this little small iPad mini, but the problem is because it's a mini, it's not the best thing for me to stream off of right now. How's the sound, everyone? Do I sound good? Let me know in the comment section below. Sho Ishida, never been knocked out. And not that you would expect him to get knocked out by Inoue. Inoue is much more of a slick boxer. He is not the power puncher that his brother is. So he's not going to go in there and really knock you out. He's probably going to go in there and work behind a jab, outwork you, and be defensively solid and win rounds. Thank you, DJ. When we look at his record, he's 32 years old, 5'8", which is pretty long for this division. Obviously, he's also long. He's coming off of 5 victories in a row, not necessarily against the best kind of opponents. His last fight that he lost was in 2021, where he got beat by Kosei Tanaka. I think for Kosei Tanaka's 112-pound world title, if I'm not mistaken. And prior to that, he lost to Israel Gonzalez. Both of those fights by split decision. So 2 big fights, both split decision losses. Then you have to go all the way back to 2017 when he lost a world title fight to Kali Afai by unanimous decision. So you can see he's only losing to really top-level dudes. And even in losing, he's competitive. 2 split decisions, potentially easily could have went his way. The ring girls in Japan always stand up and cross their legs because they're good girls. Hard Recoil VIP League. I tried to use VIP League today, but it seemed as if it was closed. So what was I using? Something different. I would close my screen, but I'm afraid that I can't open it. That tall Japanese girl's cute, but man, she got some big fucking ears, eh? That just stick out like this. Tall, sexy, but some big ass ears. This should be a very good fight. We know, obviously, Takumi Inoue is getting better all the time. You cannot not get better when you're training with the monster and also sparring with him, you know, and pushing each other. Like, even if you're not as outrightly talented as he is, you're going to really find your best performance, right? You're going to definitely be at your best. Good morning, Machado. I wish Benavidez would have been able to come in the ring with Canelo like GG did. Would have been great promotion. Jay Will, he was asked to come in. He declined. Literally, he declined. This is a guy that was ringside because he just did his promotion for his Tank Davis fight. He was there, yet he didn't do anything to try to create a storm. He didn't pull a Demetrius Andrade, try to call him out during the press conference, post-press conference. He didn't try to get in the ring, even though Canelo asked him to come in the ring. So that's why when people push for him and act like Canelo's ducking him, it's like, come on, dudes, what are you talking about? Why would Canelo duck him as if somehow he is this fucking monster? He hasn't done fucking anything in boxing. Maybe he's going to go on to prove that he's a great fighter. But at this point, outside of 2023, his resume is shit. Anyone know a good streaming website? As they listed here, you have VIP League, but there's a few other ones as well. How did Inoue get so good? I respect other Japanese fighters, but Inoue never seen an Asian fighter as good as him. Well, Junto Nakatani's pretty damn good. There's a lot of good fighters right now currently, and if the Australian loses today on this undercard, as I think he might, there's going to be 11 Japanese world champions at the end of today. 11. 11. Uh, Another demographic that some people on YouTube love to fanboy and say that they carry the sport currently has eight. Eight. And Japan is a third of the size of the United States. So when people criticize Japan, Japan's got a lot of boxers, but obviously they're smaller. They're at weight classes that don't get a lot of attention, a lot of shine. What's up, my man? Benavidez is Canelo's mandatory. JA, you can't be his mandatory when you left the weight division. He moved to 175 to take on Vosdick. You can see there's quite a height and reach difference between these two fighters. We will see if Sho Ishida can use that to his advantage. Here we go, round one in what I think should be a really competitive matchup. Sho Ishida is skinny, man. He's got some Deontay Wilder legs without the right hand. Both guys obviously feeling it out first round jitters. Do you believe a fight between Janibek Adames? I would think that would be an excellent fight. Let's hope it gets made. Benavidez is still the Mando at 168. Is he still the Mando? Literally, Suleiman said the WBC was going to mandate him as Canelo's mandatory, and then he went up to 175. Knew he's being smart, timing him. Obviously, he's got the shorter arms, but he's timing his jab really well. Nice uppercut in the inside from Inoue. Inoue was dropped. What do you mean was dropped? Hopefully they get Morel a fight to fight Bivol. Well, he's going to be fighting that Hot Rod character in a bounce back fight. I definitely don't think they're going to be fighting Bivol. From what I heard, the guy Bivol's going to fight is some dude I've never fucking heard of. Some guy that has like a Middle Eastern name. So you can understand why maybe he's getting the opportunity to fight in Saudi Arabia. Oh, he just landed a shot and then he got dropped. That's why you're talking got dropped. I said, Sho Ishida's dangerous, man. You heard it here first. I said, don't be surprised about the upset. He landed a good jab. I didn't see the counter. Gonna have to be careful. Those long, dangerous guys. Nice right hand from Inoue. Nice jab. At least he's bounced back well after that knockdown. But there you go. How's that fucking for making a statement in the first round? Dropping him on his ass. Oh, it's from a jab, eh? That's why I didn't notice it. What's up, Mad Chad? How Joe Bujan? Long time no see, my man. Man, I talked with Janet Beck. If you remember me, I do. He said Charlo and Laura ask big money. Well, of course, they ask for big money. Yeah. Oh, see, both guys landed it, eh? Yeah. I guess he was probably more off balance than anything else. I saw him land the big jab. I didn't see him get hit by a jab, but that's it. Those long guys, they're dangerous. So, Ishida, 10-8 round. Obviously, that's exactly what you want. Get out to a quick start, make the judges fucking know your name, even though obviously Japanese judges. I didn't see the judges, but I'm pretty sure they're not three Japanese judges. Only in America do you get three American judges on a big fight card. Yeah, flash knockdown. Nice uppercut from Inoue. Another nice uppercut from Inoue. That could be a game changer for him, that little right uppercut in the inside. Like I said, this is going to be a good fight. Oh, do I ever lie? Never. Yeah, got him cold, standing straight up. That uppercut, really effective from Inoue. I wonder if his brother is going to use that as effectively as he is against Nery, because that punch should be there too. This is a great card when you think about it. Four world title fights on one card with four Japanese world champions. Oh, sorry, three Japanese world champions and one Australian. But maybe at the end of tonight, four Japanese champions. It's a good little bounce back round for Inoue. He's doing what he has to do, effective, landing his jab, landing that uppercut in the inside. Obviously, he's still giving up quite a bit of reach advantages. We could see by that little jump in that he just put on. Look at Inoue. He's wearing Nigerian colors. Props to Africa. Neither guy is going to the body very much, which, you know, they should maybe invest a little more into that body. There you go. There's a little left hook. Nice uppercut, nice uppercut. I think Sho Ishida's got to double that jab up and then drop that right. And he would be good if he did like a big looping right hand because Inouye's hands down, right? He could catch him off the temple. So that's a good round for Inoue. Dude can stand in the middle of ring and hit Inouye's corner with a jab. Yeah. He's tall, long. What's that? Oh no. I didn't watch this show yet. After the way the first fucking show ended, Game of Thrones, I just had no real interest in watching this spin-off show. They really killed me, man, with that bullshit fucking ending to a great show. That was such a great show, but end it the way it did, it was just like, fuck you guys, man. Now I'm not invested in any spin-off show you put on at all. Like I haven't watched one episode of that show. How come Anui's father doesn't get more talk as potential trainer of the year, right? Two world champions, one undisputed pound for pound champion, and then obviously Inui, who's been successful, made a successful title defense. This is his second potential title defense. Uh, been pretty active, right? Obviously, he's fighting. Ooh, nice uppercut by Inui. That punch is a game changer. That and a good jab. The good thing about Japanese fighters, fundamentally very solid. All have very good sticks, use them well, able to control distances very well. There's one fighter right now. His brother is fighting at 135, ex Olympian, good fighter. I can't remember his name, Tsutsumi, but I can't remember his first name. His younger brother, who is not yet professional, still in the amateurs. That kid is Lomachenko-esque, fights a lot like Bam Rodriguez. He's a good-looking fucking fighter. It'll be interesting to see what kind of impact he can make once he turns pro. With obviously Inoue, ooh, nice lefts. Junta Nakatani. Then you get a guy like him coming in, the next generation. See, that's the thing, with all these fighters, especially a guy like Inoue coming in, it's really going to motivate young Japanese kids to really get in the gym. Uh, I identify myself as Japanese. The uppercuts there all night. Well, that's it, eh? Bushido has shown no ability to take that punch away at all. Ah, there's Ishida throwing his own a little uppercut in the inside. Well, that's it, eh? Baseball, boxing, two huge sports Japan adopted from the US GIs after World War II, and now are dominating both of them. World champions in, oh, his nose is busted up, Ishida. The world champions in baseball and 11, oh, sorry, currently 10 Japanese world champions. The most out of every nationality worldwide. That was a good round, dominant, effective punching, breaking up Ishida's nose. Inui's brother is getting a lot better. You can just watch him and see his progression. That uppercut right there. Boom. Right in the beak. This is why fighters have to be able to adapt. Dude, you do see Asian little kids train in basketball? It's amazing. I haven't. Japan didn't take our US Charmin softways. Iceman 100%. I don't understand. Japan didn't take our USA Charmin softways. What's that? Oh, you just mean woke culture? Well, woo, that fucking uppercut is killing. Start working that left hand a little more off, double that jab up, body and head. He might actually get another stoppage. Did he stop his last opponent? I think he might have. I thought his last performance was pretty fucking good. Obviously, it's hard to live up to a brother like the monster. Ah, yes, this is true. Even though if you go to Japan, there's a lot of soft characters running around. But obviously mentally they're pretty strong. But there's a lot of I mean, in Taiwan it's no different. There's a lot of soft cocks walking around. But obviously when you have a population of 130 million, you're going to have some legitimate people. Yeah, that's it. Every population has their dogs. Thing is, a lot of that's based on environment, right? And if the country is too soft, too comfortable, you're just not going to breed as much of that. Not like the States used to have. Obviously, when they were going through harder times, people had to be, ooh, nice right hand. I knew he's really picked it up since getting dropped on his ass. It does not look like Ishida's power is really bothering him too much recently, at least in the last 3 rounds. It's a nice jab from Ishida. I wonder if these guys sparred together. They're kamikazes. Well, they have a tradition of the samurai warrior, but I think a lot of Japanese people are far from the Japanese warriors now. Just like a lot of Americans are not quite cowboys anymore. Look, I knew he's having fun, eh? He's having fun. Good round. The last 2 rounds were pretty fucking dominant. Pretty dominant. Oh, what's this? World War II. Beautifully acted. These kind of movies, even though they can be great, they're not great movies to watch, right? Sometimes history and truth is just too much to absorb. The Tattooist of Auschwitz. It's a bad name. And yeah. I'm surprised more of those kind of things don't happen, like what Japan did to China. They had similar type of prisoner of war camps as well during World War II. They were equally pretty barbaric, just like Cambodia, Vietnam, right? People are, that's why I say dogs are better than people. Dogs are better than people. Round five. Let's see if Inoue can make a little more of an impact. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a little more power, but you put some punches together, catch him when he's not looking, continue to break that nose. You might just wear him out and just stop him because of attrition. Nice snappy jab. It's funny, Taiwan. Obviously, Japan controlled Taiwan during World War II, but Taiwanese people love Japan, whereas China hates fucking Japan. I mean, I think also Korea hates Japan, hates China, but Taiwan, they love Japan. Every single kid I teach at school, they all went to Japan this year on vacation. A lot of the grandparents speak Japanese. Where are we? Thanks, guys. I bet on him. Hope he wins. Don't think Maloney fought yet. Maloney didn't fight yet. And he might lose to a guy that's 8-0 with 8 KOs. Inui, stay away from America. I can't remember any pro fights in the US on a Monday will not go well in America. That's not true. There used to be Monday night fights, Tuesday night fights, Thursday night fights, Friday night fights. Um, Fights used to be all the time, right? A lot of times they put smaller cards on weekdays because there was less competition in other sports. Obviously, on weekends you had to compete with the NFL, which was difficult, especially obviously Sundays. So I used to love Tuesday night fights, Friday night fights. It was perfect. You could watch boxing on Friday night and still be free to go out Saturday night. How many fights till Inoue and Nery? There's one more fight. There's the Jason Maloney fight, the world title fight at the same weight class as this, and then Inoue. So it's not that far. Obviously, this fight is not halfway through yet. So a fight and a half, and then the monster. Got to see if Shoei Ishida can actually do something to make an impact. Obviously, we know he can drop Inoue, but since dropping him early, he hasn't really been very effective. Whereas Inoue's look great. Hey, Junto Nakatani, he's in the house. Junto Nakatani's a monster, man. Who's the guy behind him? Isn't that the other boxer, the guy that was a kickboxer? Maybe I'm wrong, but with the blonde hair. It kind of looks like him. The guy Floyd Mayweather fought. 31 is supposed to be pretty old for the lower weight classes. Not so much anymore, right? Obviously, the times are changing. Like Marvin Hagler, I think, retired when he was 31. But now, obviously, dudes are taking better care of themselves. They're not smoking. They're training year round. Obviously, there's lots of technology, cryotherapy, especially Japan. If there is anything technology that you can use to recover, they're going to be using it, like cold baths, cryotherapy, stim, all that kind of stuff. So 31, you're in your prime. Obviously, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. But some boxers are just professional, always in shape. And those guys obviously can extend their careers quite a bit. Guys like Floyd, Pacquiao, Lomachenko, B Hop, guys that live really Spartan lifestyles. I think you need to be more aggressive, Sho Ishida. If you're just letting him pick the pace, he's just picking you apart. You got to double up that jab and then throw your combinations. Body to head, buddy. Because on the inside, he's killing you with the uppercut. On the outside, he's now timing you with his jab. Oh, there's a nice left hand from Inoue. I think if Inoue fights Maloney next, that'll be a great fight. Unification, really solid. At this point, the way Inoue's fighting and how much more impressive he's looked in his last few fights, I think he beats Maloney. I don't think he beats Junto Nakatani, though. Junto Nakatani is by and far the best bantamweight in the world right now. Uh, do you smoke weed every day? Well, not now. I live in Taiwan. It's way too expensive here. If Better BF torn his meniscus, he been done 2024. He back in 6 months. Yep, they said he's going to be back in December, which is basically telling us that Better BF Bivol fight probably will never fucking happen. I'm disappointed Bivol is fighting some bum dude I've never fucking heard of. I wish he was fighting Anthony Yard, but what do you think of Ant-Man yesterday, Sean? Woo-wee. On my other channel, Sean on Ball, my basketball channel, check it out, sign up, subscribe. I said, A Star is Born. This dude is fucking the second coming of LeBron, Michael Jordan. He is a bad, bad man. I'm a Denver fan. And I said in my prediction for in deadly uppercut, just missed by a hair, that this was going to be the best series of the playoffs. And I still think that's true. But man, if he fucking keeps doing what he did yesterday, shit, they're going to win everything. Because I think definitely Minnesota or Denver are the two teams to win the championship this year, not Boston. You have a basketball channel? I do. Sean on Ball. I also have a football channel, Sean on Liverpool. Check it out, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Cooper Flag, the next NBA superstar. No, he won't be a superstar, right? He's not going to be like Ant-Man. He could be obviously a all-star and that kind of player. He reminds me of Chambers during the whole Seattle days. 6'10" white guy, can hit the three, fucking good hops, will dunk on dudes, get quite a bit of attention. Uh, Very good defender and rebounder, but he's going to be more of a complementary player. Even next year, I think at Duke, he's going to be probably much more of a complementary player, which people will say, oh, well, his skills are going to really translate to the NBA, even though he's not going to necessarily show out in college next year. But by not showing out, I just mean his team is going to be great. Duke is going to do well, but he's not going to be putting up like 20, 30 points a game, not on the average. Do you box yourself, sir? Me? I boxed in university, and my dad would have loved me to box earlier. He used to, slap box with me just so he could slap me around and say that it wasn't child abuse. Uh, but not now. Even though there's that 80 fucking year old dude that's killing social media. Uh, I guess if he could do it, I could still do it. I did try to get a two-way bag in my yard, which I would have loved to hook up. I bought a cheap version, but it was garbage. You need to really invest in something solid. Because I love the two-way bag. It's much more entertaining. Flag will lead Duke to the national title. Duke is the favorite to win it all next year. Yeah, but what we've learned is that just because you have great high school players and great talent, it doesn't necessarily translate to winning the NCAA title. Kentucky, the perfect example of that. Also has a great stellar recruiting year, but we'll see how many players stick, obviously, now that Cal's going to another team. Um, I think Duke is a great team, but don't be surprised if UConn is right back where they were, right? They're going to lose people, but they also picked up some good players as well in the offseason. Actually, one of Cooper Flag's teammates, the other white guy, good three-point shooter, he just canceled his commitment to Indiana to go sign with UConn. So, and who he's opening up. Where are we? Maybe when you get a chance, you could drop a link. I typed Sean on ball, but couldn't find it. See, that's the problem with these fucking things, eh? The fucking man, you just can't find a motherfucker when you're looking for it. Did Wemby live up to the hype this year? I didn't pay attention much. Well, people are talking about him being the defender of the year. So that tells you everything you need to know. When he played, his team was competitive. When he was sitting on the bench, his team was garbage. But mind you, it wasn't a good team they put around him. They don't have very good guards, right? You know, it's obviously a young team, very inexperienced. So what could you expect? Um, he definitely showed the promise everyone thought he would show, right? He's going to be rookie of the year easily. So I would say, yeah, he lived up to expectation. Obviously, people didn't expect him to make that team do very much, but we will see what they do as far as next year. They need to put some experience around him, right? Add some complementary pieces that know how to win. Sean, just be glad your dad didn't name you Sue. I know, eh? I'm surprised my dad didn't because the way he loved Johnny Cash and what an asshole he could be, I'm surprised he didn't name me Sue just to make me fucking tougher like the song. I'm sure my mother must have talked him out of that. She's from England, so she probably wanted to name me John, Paul, or Ringo. Ringo Newton. That would have been my name. Cooper, been dominating active NBA players in scrimmages. He's 17 years old, 6'9", handles, nice shot, elite D. He'll be 7 foot tall by 21. Uh, Nikita, like his brother, huh? Who you got in the NBA Finals? Um, I was picking Denver versus Boston, but the way things are going now, as I said, it just might be Minnesota and Ant-Man might be making a huge statement this year for the future face of the NBA, right? And America needs a guy like him right now. All international players are pretty much the most dominant players in the NBA. And people are wondering, where's the American presence? Obviously, there's lots of good players, but who are the elite superstars? Like the last so many NBA MVPs, all foreigners. Embiid, the Joker, obviously Giannis. That's like 5 MVPs in a row. And this year it's probably going to be Joker or maybe Luca. So that's going to be 6 MVP awards in a row, all won by foreign players. And the NBA, the only way they can do well in the Olympics is by getting Embiid to play for them. He's not American. Tim Zoo's brother has a girl's name, Nikita. Nikita's a tough son of a bitch. Well, I don't think Nikita is a girl's name if you were Russian, but maybe I'm wrong. But it's definitely far more Russian than Tim. I wonder what Tim's name is on his birth certificate. If it's more Russian and they just anglified it to Tim. And obviously Nikita could have just called himself Nick. Nick Zoo, Tim Zoo. Nikita is a stripper name. Hell no, Timberwolves got a fluke game. It kind of reminds me of the lesser version of Allen Iverson. Oh, dude, Allen's a great player, but this guy's 5 inches taller and probably about 20 pounds heavier, maybe 30 pounds heavier than Allen. He can physically do what Allen couldn't do because Allen was just such a slight dude, right? Super athletic, great player, long arms, big hands, great fucking athlete. But this dude is like 6'6", 220. Allen Iverson was 6 foot, 170, 175, right? I got Nery stopping this little dude, Inoue. You crazy, Devontae. You only saying that because you hope it happens. Just so you could say, yes, Inoue's a hype job. Man, you probably never even saw fucking Louis Nery fight before. Oh, maybe you did. Maybe you saw him get knocked out by Figueroa. Uh, how you feel like he all that no cap? Of course you don't. I know because he don't look like you. Right now, there are 10 Japanese world champions. How many Black American world champions are there currently? 8. But we're going to dismiss Inoue, who's dominant. Outside of Bud Crawford, he's the highest ranked pound for pound fighter in boxing. The bookies have Inoue winning tonight's fight by devastating KO, but you don't like him because he don't fit your narrative. You know who a Nery is, Devontae? Probably he don't. Can't wait to see I told you so, all my hype. Well, that's what they're hoping for, right? Yeah, he's hype. He won't fight in America. He's juicing. His gloves are illegal. He's wrapping his hands wrong. It's like, dude, man, why you guys need to fucking look for ways to fucking discredit a guy so much? This is his brother. His brother is beating the crap out of Shohei Ishida, an ex-world champion, dominating him outside of the first round where he got caught and dropped. Since then, he's went on and did a masterclass versus this guy, right? Winning every round dominantly. And this is Inouye's brother, who is not fucking nearly as good as Inoue is. Damn. Near all champs would be black if there was no ducking, cheating, or politics. Fuck out of here. Most of the guys ducking fucking are black American fighters like Tank Davis. What are you kidding? Deontay Wilder ducked fucking AJ for years. Didn't fight fucking Klitschko, either Klitschko when he could have. Come on, man. Like, you don't need to hate on everyone else to hype up black American fighters. There's been a fucking long legacy of great black American fighters. So just give dudes credit for being great. You don't need to look for fucking some way to discredit dudes just so you can feel proud to be black. If you don't feel happy to be who you are, sorry, man. Nobody winning a world title is gonna fucking help you. Who Tank Duck? You high? Tank Duck fucking Lomachenko for fucking 5 years. And now he's ducking Shakur Stevenson. He ducked fucking Devin Haney. That dude don't want to fight anybody that's quality. The best guy he fought was who? Ryan Garcia, a guy who's never been a world champion and now is using PEDs. Come on, dude. Lomachenko got stopped by Tank. He got stopped by him. So why did Tank and Floyd Mayweather blatantly duck his ass for fucking years at 130 pounds and then at 135? Right? Like you don't make no sense. If Tank was so confident of beating him, then he would have fought him, but he didn't. And Floyd Mayweather literally said, "Oh, we don't need to fight him now. We can wait till he gets old." But what does that tell you? Oh yeah, they're super confident. Super confident. They were going to get fucking exposed. I'm starting to become a Tank fan. He's disrespecting Eddie Hearn, praising Inoue and Canelo, and telling Clarissa Shields to fuck off. All quality comments for sure. Tank's best win was Garcia. That alone should say that he's have been ducking someone. Garcia. Floyd planted the money into Tank's brain. Lots of rumors that Amazon cutting the PBC after Tank's card. I think that planning for DAZN, which is good for boxing. Well, yeah. If Amazon pulls out, even though Amazon supports Inoue, and PBC goes to DAZN, especially with Saudi Arabian money all there, that's great for boxing, man. Like, no one's going to be complaining about that. It just gives us more opportunity for big fights. We already seen Loma lose. He finally retire when Cambosis whoops him. Dude, you don't know much about boxing, eh? Because every prediction you make sounds stupider than the fucking next. Literally. You must be casual as fuck. Because nobody in boxing thinks Cambosis is going to fucking beat Lomachenko. What's up, Roy Dixon? I knew he'd turning up. I honestly think we are going to see Tank in better fights now that he's not in cahoots with Floyd. Well, but he's still in cahoots with the PBC, right? Oh, yes. Inoue is changing levels, throwing two hands, getting in there. But it's good. You want to entertain the fans by pushing. You're winning the fight, but that don't mean you need to be safe. He ain't all that. So who's all that? Who's the best fighter right now that you like, Devontae? Let me guess. He's black and he's American. If it's not Bud Crawford, you better not say his name because he ain't shit. Literally. The only name should come out of your mouth is Bud Crawford. And then we can all say, yeah, he's great. But Inoue ain't all shit. I bet you were saying Stephen Fulton was going to beat him, right? You were pretty confident. Inoue never fought no black guys. He can't beat no black guy. Tank hasn't done shit. Raymond Ford, before Raymond Ford won a title, he didn't even know who he was. Truck Simpson? Who the fuck is Truck Simpson? I think you should give Devontae a link after the fight. Yeah, I'll chop Devontae's fucking ass up in the fucking comments. Come on, dude. You can jump in afterwards. After Inoue fucking knocks out Louis Nery inside 6. And then you can say, Louis Nery fucking was nobody. Let's go Frank Martin. Well, Frank Martin's going to get knocked out inside 6 by Tank Davis, too. And then we'll see if Tank fights Shakur Stevenson in unification fight, which he should do. That should be a fight that he does. That is a great fight. Legacy fight. Inoue don't live it, huh? Don't like it to the body. Man, are you just quoting LDBC? What do you mean you don't like it to the body? Nobody fucking likes it to the body. Vladimir Hernandez beat Truck Simpson. Madrimov knocked out Vladimir Hernandez. Vladimir Hernandez, who's in that tournament that's going on right now. Truck Simpson. Is that dude fucking ranked by anybody? I don't even know who he is. No fighter likes the body. That's true. Nery a dog. He didn't look like a dog when he fucking took the bitch way out against fucking Figueroa. Like literally, I like Nery, and that was a piss poor performance where he showed very little heart at all. I got money on Inoue in the seventh round. Let's go. Virgil versus Tim Tszyu. Great fight. Great fight. But of course, Devontae don't like that fight because neither of those fighters are black American guys. So how can you support it? Obviously, they're shit. They can't be that good. There must be somebody at 154 that's black that's better than them. Oh, that uppercut has been money all night. I actually got Zoo. Well, that's the thing with that fight, right? It's quality. I would not be surprised if Virgil wins. Virgil is a much harder puncher, but Zoo is a much more seasoned fighter at this point of his career. Virgil fight okay because it's on Bud's undercard. And who's Bud fighting? Do you even know who Madrimov is? Truck Simpson lost to a tackle Cabana manager. Round 11. It'd be nice if Inui could stop Ashida, but these Japanese guys are tough. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the fight, Ashida's been in with world championship level competition, two split decision losses, never been stopped in his career. So we can't expect him to go out like a bitch. Tough, resilient fighter. Devontae, you should have been there for Wester and John in the other live. Virgil is my favorite boxer today. Man, I think it sucks that Pato and Matias is in the same night as Frank Martin and Davis. I rock with John. He the one who told me about Sean and the Woods. What's the Woods? This is what makes the fight interesting. Both Zoo and Ortiz have what it takes to hurt each other, so it all comes down to whoever is the better boxer. Counting down the days until Fury pulls out of the Usyk fight. Well, come on, Nick. It's kind of too late to pull out. He's going to cost himself millions of dollars if he did that. Bud snacking and stacking. Well, it's true. I mean, if snacking is cheating, I mean, that's what they're saying about Bud Crawford and everybody else that uses snack. That's why that whole PED thing, I just avoid it because it's just bullshit. Which card would you rather go live for? Out of Tank Davis Martin and Sabril Matias versus Paddle, I love watching Tank Davis fight. And I think him, Frank Martin, is a quality matchup. But if I'm honest, I'm much more of a fan favorite to Sabril Matias. But it also depends on who's on the undercard. I'm not sure who's going to be on the undercard for Sabril Matias. It's in Puerto Rico, so it might be not that interesting of a fight. Obviously, David's also fighting Vosdick, which I heard Ring IQ really boosting up Vosdick and talking about how he potentially could pull the upset. I don't fucking see that shit happening. I think Vosdick is in there for a paycheck and nothing else at this point. But I want to see Wilder versus Usyk if he beats Fury. What? Tavante, you high? That fight ain't gonna happen. Wilder's chasing AJ money, man. Why you want to step in and face Usyk? I know it's for undisputed, but no. He wants AJ. Even if there's no title on the line, he wants AJ. That's the biggest payday he can get. Haney and Bud, Victor Conte boys. Wilder is done. Jang ain't no bum. That Wilder used to fighting. Jang gonna bang Wilder. Well, the thing is, Wilder has definite benefits, right? Much faster. So he's going to be able to land his right hand, obviously, probably far more effective. But the thing is, Jang is also a better boxer, more experienced, better amateur career, able to set up his shots better. But the problem is, he's also like fucking George Foreman when he came back, slow as fuck, right? Gas is quick, doesn't have a very good engine. Even though Wilder hasn't looked like he's been very good recently, didn't look like he had much of an engine either, but he definitely going to be able to throw punches that devastate far longer in the fight. So I would not be surprised if Wilder wins. But Jang also got a big old head and has never been down in his career, has he? Has he been down? I don't think so. Maybe he has. Wilder, finest sand dude, back to Panda Express. Look at you being a racist. Look at these guys. Warriors, smiles on their face, both going out, giving it their all. Come on, Inoue. This is a quality win for Inoue. Who did he beat in his last fight? That was also a great fucking performance. He just getting better and better every single fight. Yeah, when he beat Jerwin and Kanjas, stopped him in the ninth round. That was a great performance. He really showed out against Jerwin and Kanjas, obviously the ex 115-pound world champion. And then today, Shohei Ishida, outside of getting dropped in the first round, he's dominated. Dominated. I mean, obviously, Shohei Ishida is a quality fighter and he's there, but man, his nose is going to be fucked up tomorrow. Disagree with you, Devontae, but that was funny. What did Devontae say? Wilder? I don't know. If this was you, let people say about Wilder, Sean unboxing, huh? Is this what you let people say? What did people say? What are you talking about? What did people say? Well, what are you talking about? You said Panda Express. So then he said fucking Church's Chicken. What's the difference? You started it, and now you're gonna fucking claim racism? Dude, you make a racist comment, you can't be surprised if somebody else fucking throws it back in your face. If you don't want it, then fucking be respectful. Devontae is here being racist, but riding a new fighter to hope he beats a newie because he smashed a brother. Well, exactly. Keep crying like a 304. I don't know what a 304 is. I'm not down with all the kids' lingo. What's a 304? I like Popeyes over Church's. I like Mary Brown's. That was the chicken place close to my high school in Toronto. That place was really good. Ashida like throwing low. Javante Jang going to use his Wu-Tang style and sleep Wilder. It's going to look like the second Fury fight. Well, he could use his physicality and make the fight similar to that fight and just tire obviously Wilder out, take his legs out. But that's why that fight's interesting. It could be a real boring fight, or it could turn out to be good. What do you think about Gary Russell fighting De Los Santos? I hear that fight might take place on the Tank Frank undercard. Wouldn't it have been announced already? I know that De Los Santos was being discussed in a fight against obviously Valenzuela, and Valenzuela is now on that Bud Crawford fight card in a much better fight. Heartbreaking hearing y'all speak out about Wilder like that. Dude, what are you talking about? How's it heartbreaking for people to say that Wilder is going to get beat? He's already been beaten. He's already been knocked out. So if you're predicting that Zhang is going to knock him out, Zhang was a silver medal Olympian. Wilder was a bronze medal Olympian. Zhang has never been knocked out as a pro. Wilder been knocked out twice. So there's lots of reasons to think that Zhang could potentially beat Wilder, but that's what makes it a good fight. 304 means a hoe. Take a calculator, type in 304, and turn it upside down, and it says hoe. Okay. Who gonna get in their feelings about Wilder? Dude was a fraud his whole career. Wilder's toast. Devontae, you started this, man. This is another term. Wilder, the GOAT. Come on, Mars. He the GOAT. What's the best win on his resume? Jang before Fury deflowered him would have beaten Jang. Would have beaten Wilder. Wilder is fighting real guys now. He is going to lose a lot. Well, he's getting paid good to take on good opponents. They also talk about him potentially fighting, um, what's his face? Good performance from Inoue. Inoue is getting better and better every fight. Now, let's see if they make that Jason Maloney Inoue unification fight. That's if Maloney gets by Takei today. Takei is 8-0 with 8 KOs. And obviously, Japan and promoters are pretty confident with him that they're putting him in a world title fight already. Uh, sorry, what happened? Sorry. Let's not act like part of the reason Wilder is going to lose more isn't because he's washed up and old now. Yeah, of course he is, because he ain't a guy that loves boxing. He's been one of his worst things. You get rid of a good trainer who was teaching you how to box. You didn't run. You didn't do the road work you needed to do. You didn't improve. What's up, drunk? Drunk Irishman's in the house. Just kidding, Sean. Wilder never fought a top 10 contender for his title defense. Well, that's not true. He did fight Luis Ortiz. So that was his best win, in my opinion. Maybe he should have fought better people when he was younger. Inoue Casemiro power puncher fight. Well, Glenn, Casemiro is what right now? Trash. The dude hasn't done fucking anything. Like literally the guy that Inoue beat for Casemiro's title, Butler, beat a guy that had already beaten Casemiro. So it's not like he was given the title. He literally beat a guy that beat Casemiro. So, that tells you everything you need to know. Do you think there's a chance that Nery goes the distance with Inoue? I can't afford to lose more money. I definitely don't think fucking Nery has any chance to go the distance versus Inoue. He's a dude that is an aggressive puncher that moves forward. That shit is either going to help him knock out Inoue or get knocked the fuck out. Nery is tailor made for Inoue. Slow and sloppy. Yup. My favorite number is 80085. Boobs. What do you have winning? Keychain Davis or Lomachenko? Keychain Davis. When you say Keychain Davis, you mean Keyshawn Davis or you mean Tank Davis? Those uppercuts killed Oshida. Boom. Oh, boom. Come on, dude. Put your hand there. You got to use more of a cross fucking old George Foreman style of fighting. Then you wouldn't be getting your ass beat down like that. That was a great performance, fighting at home on a huge card in front of 55,000 people at the Tokyo Dome, beating up a fighter you probably have lots of respect for. Walter's resume before Ortiz was absolute true. My bad, I meant Keyshawn, laugh out loud. Autocorrect. They say Japan let Nery fight because they want revenge for what he's done over there. That's exactly why they let him, because of his cheating against Yamanaka. Here we go. Koshiko Takei, 8-0, 8 KOs versus Maloney. Look at them. They don't fuck around, eh? They're getting, oh, okay. I thought that he was already in the fucking ring. I'm like, damn, they're like getting dudes in there. Quick, quick, quick. So, I saw. Let's see. Kosiki Takei, 8-0, 8 KOs. 27 years old, 5'7", 68-inch reach. When you look at his resume, he's faced good competition, solid competition, but not world-class competition. Maloney? Oh, Takei's in there already. There you go. Maloney, 27-2, 19 KOs, only stopped once, and that was obviously his loss to Inoue. What's your opinion about Moses Atuma? I don't know much about him. I know there's a lot of hype around him. Obviously, he looks the part, right? Strong, uh, physical, right? If you were going to make a heavyweight champion, he pretty much fucking fills the bill. But I don't know if he's really that good. Over 50,000 in the Tokyo Dome. Did they announce how many people officially? Anyone else hate the whole white canvas, traditional blue is the way to go. I don't even pay that much attention. But what's this dude? Maloney. His last fight, Saul Sanchez. He did beat Vinicius Astrolabia, the guy that beat Rigo. Joshua Greer, good win. Obviously got knocked the fuck out by Inoue. Lost to Emmanuel Rodriguez. Did you see Emmanuel Rodriguez just got beat yesterday to give Japan another world champion? He lost to Rikusuke Nishida, 8 and 0. So this 8 and 0 fighter with very little power, only one knockout win, beat Emmanuel Rodriguez to become the ninth reigning Japanese world champion. And if Takai wins today, there's going to be 10 Japanese world champions in boxing today. And if my little man down at 105 gets revenge, then there will be 11. 11 Japanese world champions. I don't think ever in boxing history has Japan had more world champions at one time than they do now. It doesn't matter how many people want to watch it because only American spectators matter. Well, yes, that's true as far as YouTube American people. So they said 50,000. Nice. Uh, Otani went 4 for 4 yesterday, 2 home runs, and knew he had a tough act to follow today. Really? I love Shohei Otani. I'm just so disappointed that obviously last year his fucking arm, right? That's the problem, man. When you're batting and pitching, especially pitching, right? The problem with these Japanese pitchers is they're using a lot of junk when they're kids, and it just wreaks havoc on their arms, right? How is the other Japanese player playing for the Dodgers? Is he dominating that pitcher? I know I saw him at the World Championships, and he was getting tons of hype. And now you sign him and potentially Atani when he comes back. You have two fucking dominant pitchers even though we've seen that before. Remember, the Cubs had Wood and then the other guy, I can't remember his name, really good. I thought he was better than Wood. And those two guys both had 20 strikeout games, and then both of their arms fucking got fucked over because the Cubs just didn't use them properly. Bradley says Nery has a good chin. I don't think he does. He's been hurt before. It's interesting because Nery has been taking spicy about Inoue in the build-up. The sweeper pitcher taking out elbows. Pryor, yes, Pryor. Fuck, I love Pryor. He was great. The guys got knocked out by Alege, the Wolf Pierce. Put him down, huh? Hey, Sean, what's up, JD? Yakamoto has been great in the last 3 starts. He is on the mound tomorrow. Nice. Mark Pryor and Wood, man, they look like they were going to be, the superstar 1-2 punch that the Cubs needed, right? I'm not a Cubs fan, but when those two guys were there, I was like, man, excited. Just like I am with the Dodgers now, right? And obviously, I'm not a Dodgers fan, but you got to appreciate great players. Ironically enough, Elijah the Wolf almost got stopped by a Filipino dude. Came back to KO him. Great fight. Yeah, on that small boxing promotion. I can't remember what it's called, but they have some good little boxing card going on right there where it's like Vladimir Hernandez is on it fighting for the title, whatever title it is, and a few other mediocre type of opponents. But it's nice that they're getting those kind of opportunities. It's killing my eyes trying to read your fucking writing on that small screen. But come on, people. It's 6:30. They also had Matt Clement, Carlos Sobrano. Unbelievable. They didn't beat the Marlins back then. Otani knows how to take care of the translator. 40 million. Now that's a friend. Fucking that dude. Was it 40 million in gambling debts? Ridiculous. There you go. This will be an intriguing matchup. The up-and-coming fighter, not much pro experience. The big-ear Japanese girl that's pretty sexy. And then, of course, the Australian world champion, trying to defend. And if he does win, we can expect him to face Takumi Inoue in unification. 3:30 a.m. here. 6:30 p.m. If I had a beer in my fridge, it would be perfect time to crack one open. I do have whiskey, but I don't have any ice, but that's okay. Look at those screens, eh? That shit's ridiculous. Jason Maloney. Look at him. He looks like a fucking spaceman. That kid got some swag, eh? Oh, look who's behind him. Ex-champion is his trainer. The guy that Roman Gonzalez knocked out to win his 112-pound title. Me? No, I'm watching a free stream. I live in Taiwan. I can't get ESPN in Taiwan. A little bit of gray in the beard.
Soak up this moment. Not very many fighters in under 10 professional fights fighting for the 55,000 people at a historic venue like the Tokyo Dome.
I don't think it was a fluke. It just showed his inexperience against high caliber opponents, right? Because he could have won that fight easily if he would have been more active and more busy. He basically threw that fight away and didn't make the adjustments he needed. I think Munguia should fight Berlanga next. That's the fight he should make. Mexico, Puerto Rico, on the undercard of Benavidez Canelo. Wow, look at that. Light show. Can you guys see that?
Boxing fights, but it's really been his professional kickboxing in K1 that has really cemented his legacy as a fighter, and then decided that he was going to retire from kickboxing in 2020 and focus fully.
Ah, that's why he's only 8-0 as a boxer. Berlanga is useless, but for Munguia, quality opponent, especially coming off of a loss to Canelo. This guy, you can see, is a kickboxer. His stance is super wide, right? The way he throws punches, it looks like his stance is way too fucking open. Hi, baby. Are you okay? I know you want to pee, so I'm going to give you a treat to shut you up, okay? I'll be back in a second. Let's give the dog a treat so that she can wait longer. Who's a good girl? There you go. Good girl, Lily. Xiaoxing. Don't break my cords. We back just in time for Jason Maloney.
Solid, clear victory is what Team Maloney has in mind. They feel like they know that they have experience, better opposition.
Pacheco looked like trash in his last fight. That's true. Even though I think he's good, but that matchup did not make him look good at all. Berlanga doesn't deserve a big fight. But it's mostly about Munguia, right? You make a fight between him and Berlanga, it's going to be a big fight. He deserves it. If Canelo doesn't fight Benavidez, he's probably fighting Berlanga. That's true. That's why I'm pushing for Munguia to get Berlanga, so that we don't have to suffer with Canelo fighting him. Because we don't need to give haters more ammunition, right? I prefer Bud Crawford to fucking Berlanga.
If Takai is, we're going to see momentarily if he's even ready for this moment at hand. But
And that's the thing. They don't think Takai is ready for the moment. But yesterday, against Emmanuel Rodriguez at bantamweight, another Japanese young fighter ended up winning a title. So you could have four Japanese world champions at bantamweight, right? Junta Nakatani, Takai, Takumi Inoue, and the guy that fought, obviously, my man yesterday, Nishida. So four Japanese world champions at 118 pounds, and then the monster at 122, waiting for those dudes to come up and challenge him. He's like, "Come on, dudes, come on, I'm waiting. Come on." I like Munguia versus Charlo also. Yeah, that would be good. I have no problem with that. I think Pacheco would go in there and do what Canelo could not. You think Pacheco would knock Munguia out? Is that what you're trying to say? Pacheco is very good, but he hasn't been in with the same level of competition that Munguia's been in with, right? Not at this point. But as we see today, this young kid is fighting for a world title, also hasn't been in with the same level of competition as Maloney. And we saw Nishida yesterday beat Emmanuel Rodriguez. Up until that point, hadn't been in with that level of competition. So it's easy to say that, but you got to give guys chances, and if they live up to it, congratulations. Munguia got his chance yesterday against Canelo, wasn't able to pull it off, but hopefully he will learn from that. He didn't get an ass beating, so he's going to be able to walk away from it and obviously learn from it. I have Rottweilers. They're easy to train, really smart dogs, need plenty of exercise. They're beautiful too, until they get angry. My friend had a Rottweiler. We used to go to the lake in Taiwan, and where we stayed, there was cabins and open. You could let the dogs off the leash, run right on the lake, go swimming off the dock. And the Rottweiler is a little older, and my dog was a lab mix, but very lab-like. So, too friendly, too in your face. And the Roddy just looked at her and was like, I'm fucking sick and tired of you, bitch. Fuck off. And at that point, I was like, come here, Roxy. You don't need to get in a fight with her. She will beat your ass. I want to get one in a year or two. I heard they're loyal and mild mannered. They are. Yeah. And beautiful, right? Great coloring, really nice lines, beautiful dogs. Uh, there's one woman that's always on TikTok that has one, and that dog's super adorable, super adorable, super sucky. Like it's totally fucking. It's her man replacement, right? So that dog is totally fucking in love. But yeah, I would like to get another lab to replace my poor Roxy that's up there in a bowl right now, up on her shrine up there. But obviously, labs are very energetic and need a lot of attention too. And this one loved Roxy, but I don't know if she'd be excited to have a new Roxy fucking sniffing all over her. She's getting a little old and temperamental. Let's get it on. See, look at that. Not one Japanese judge. But when you tell Americans having three American judges in a Lomachenko Devin Haney fight is unfair, they act like you're capping and you're fucking lying. But we're in Japan right now. You have an American ref, and you have three judges, not one of whom is American. I mean, sorry, Japanese, right? Not one. Only in America will you have three American judges in a fight of that magnitude? I'm also old and temperamental. Me too. Australia is doing good job producing boxers recently as well. The Americans you're referring to think if you don't fight in America, you're a hype job who is on PEDs. Well, yes, that's not that they think that. They just hope that that's the case so they don't have to give you credit. Like Inouye's fought out of Japan more than any of those top Americans have fought out of the US. If he can go to 9-0 with 9 KOs, that will be impressive. I'm excited. I hope the Japanese guy wins. Sam Goodman probably next for Inoue. He's a good Aussie boxer, but that's what I say, right? Aussie's producing a lot of good fighters. Sam Goodman is just another up and comer. Obviously, Inoue might go to Japan to fight him as his mandatory. That'd be great. I would love to see Inoue go to Japan and then go to Saudi Arabia in 2024. And then those American haters, right? How stupid would they look? Literally, the guy would have 6 fights outside of Japan. I mean, for any American pound for pound top fighter, that's something that will never happen. You would never find any top fighter like Bud Crawford, Tank Davis, Errol Spence, any of these guys fight outside the States 6 times. Impossible. But we're off. Here we go. Let's see if the experienced Maloney can beat the hard punching power puncher in Takai, the ex kickboxer. And we'll see if his power is legitimate. Because obviously, at this point, he's been fighting, good opponents for a guy who's been kind of fast tracked, but not like high quality, top level dudes. So you expect him to get knockouts against that level. But now he's stepping up, facing a world champion, a top 10 bantamweight, a guy with experience, a guy who has only been knocked out by Inoue, right? The monster. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That laugh yesterday because he caught me out, but not caught me out as in beating me because his points were still didn't make any sense. Maloney's trying to time the young Japanese fighter. You would expect Maloney to have a more effective jab for sure. Come on, that left was not fucking low. Give me a break. Come on, man. See, that's the problem. You're gonna say that left on the belt was low? Give me a break. That's the problem with fucking judges, man. These dudes get in there, throwing a fight off. Dude, man, I'm trying to punch to the body. Calm down. Not one of my punches was fucking really low. You hit the belt. That's not fucking low. It's not near your balls, like 6 inches away. Unless Moni's fucking carrying like a foot long fucking sausage in there. And then he has only himself to blame. Ref can really ruin a fight. Good morning. What's up, Box In? Looks like Gigi win or wins over Canelo are looking better as time goes by. How annoying. Well, even though they're not considered wins, but yeah, people won't give Gigi credit, even though when they want to hate on Canelo, they will say that he lost the fight. So they just use it depending on what narrative they're pushing. If they're trying to hate Gigi, then he didn't win against Canelo. If they're trying to hate Canelo, then he should have lost to Golovkin. I think the Japanese guy needs to be a little more of a counterpuncher against Maloney. Let Maloney open up a bit because right now he seems tentative because he doesn't really know who he's fighting, not sure if his power is real. There he is, Yagashi, the trainer. That's not bad, man. Yagashi, world champion. If you haven't seen the Yagashi Roman Gonzalez fight, you should check it out. It's on YouTube. It was a dominant performance by Roman Gonzalez. The real boxing fans know Canelo lost that first GG fight. He did lose. Just like Andre Ward lost to fucking Kovalev. I think I'm so hopeful that Japan does well. I think I picked both guys to end up winning world titles on these cards. What did I say? Nishida, I had by split decision. He ended up winning. And I have Takai by 6 round TKO. 6 round TKO. I'm really fucking not giving what's his face any credit. And I had Ishida beating Inoue's brother by unanimous decision. Ward was losing the second fight as well until Ward was landing nut shots. Well, I thought Ward was much better in the second fight, but it was also Kovalev was not very good in that fight. He looked like all the drunk type of comments that were being said by his trainer and other people were real because he definitely looked like mentally he was broken going into the second fight. That's what you got to do when he jumps at you. You got to counterpunch him. Oh my God. You can't literally say that was a fucking low blow. Oh my fucking God. This is the problem when you get a fucking American judge, man. What are you talking about, dude? Like, how is that punch low? Like, you can't touch the fucking black at all without it being a fucking foul? Give me a break, man. That's the problem. They should make dudes fight in the old fucking Greek underwears, right? Where you can't pull your shorts all the way up to your fucking chest. How are you supposed to land a liver shot? Like, literally, his belt is covering his fucking liver. You're going to take a point away. You're going to say that's low too. You're going to hit him on the chin and said fucking, it wasn't legitimate. He's wild and reckless, man. Definitely a guy without much boxing technique. But when you look at right now, Maloney versus what we saw earlier today from Inoue's brother, I think Inoue's brother would kill Maloney, would just take him apart. Probably wouldn't stop him, but would definitely beat him and unify titles against him. Hey, Sean, how you doing, mate? Great, buddy. 504, I agree. Golovkin won the second fight, but I won't call it a robbery because Canelo stepped in. Well, that fight was much more competitive, right? I had it a draw, but anybody that watches my channel knows that when I score fights, I'm hard on the fighters I like because when I say the fighter I like won, it's because I fucking gave every benefit of the doubt to the opponent. So when I say Golovkin won the first fight, you know he won the first fight. And when I say Golovkin had a draw in the second fight, it shows you that it was competitive. You could have had Golovkin winning, but I felt that it wasn't a dominant enough performance, so a draw would have been more than fair. That was a good body shot. Oh, he didn't like that. And that one was low. They know he's weak to the body, eh? I'm a Chocito fan, but if he fights Maloney, that's a cherry pick to me. A cherry pick for Roman Gonzalez or a cherry pick for Maloney? Roman Gonzalez would be coming up to his fifth weight division and just coming off of a loss to Estrada. I mean, obviously, I think he's going to get a fight in the meantime. I think one is scheduled from what I hear. But I think it'd be great if Roman Gonzalez was able to fight Maloney and try to become a five-weight world champion. And I wouldn't say for Maloney it's a cherry pick. It's a big name opponent that could get him big payday, and he should win against the smaller, older Roman Gonzalez. But I don't think he fucking wins. If he's struggling with this kid, who technically is very raw, even though he's probably strong and hits hard, I think Roman Gonzalez would take him to pieces. Maloney is no fucking Estrada. Canelo is overrated. How can he be overrated when he's the most accomplished fighter in boxing today? Nobody has him pound for pound number one. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's so overrated. How is he overrated? Oh, see, now you're going to make excuses about when he fought guys, but that consistently happens in boxing. He fought Cotto, Lara, Floyd Mayweather, Austin Trout, Kovalev, Bivol, fucking Saunders, Plant, Callum Smith, Golovkin. I mean, come on, dude. Literally, Charlo. The only guys he didn't fight, really to fight every single guy who potentially he could have fought, was the other Charlo, who he's probably going to fight next, Andrade, and now, of course, up and comer David Benavidez. And if he fights Charlo, literally, he's fought every single top opponent that people ever wanted him to fight, except for the new guy and Andrade, who got exposed by the new guy. But there's no other fighter he didn't fight in almost a 20-year professional career, right? You could say Floyd Mayweather didn't fight more guys than Canelo should have fought. Didn't fight Khan, didn't fight Paul Williams, didn't fight fucking Lara, didn't fight Margarito, didn't fight quite a few guys in the lower weight divisions. Whether those guys ducked him or whatever the case were, those fights never happened. Um, this guy must hit hard because Maloney is definitely not really very fucking eager, considering he's the champion, right? And technically, you think he'd be too good for this guy, but he definitely looks tentative, scared. But who are the masses? People literally discredit everything Canelo Alvarez does. So how's he overrated? Like currently, he's a pound for pound fighter that people question if he's even in the top five, but he's overrated. He's got the best resume in boxing of any active fighter. He's a four-weight world champion and currently undisputed. And he's defended that undisputed title how many times now? Three, four, right? Which is unheard of. Usually, nobody defends undisputed titles to that extent unless they're heavyweights. And potentially, he is the best Mexican fighter of all time. That's a topic of discussion. You may disagree. Obviously, I like Salvador Sanchez, but his body of work is unfortunately not robust enough to put him number one. People put Julio Cesar Chavez, but yet some of the biggest fights he had were fights that he should have lost, right? And a lot of the names on his resume were nobodies. Somebody that Canelo Alvarez couldn't fight today because he would be so criticized for fighting guys at that level. But yet Pernell Whitaker could come off of a fight a dude with a losing resume. No one gave a shit. Nowadays, Canelo's got to fight literally the best available fighter, or he's going to be ripped to shreds. And that's every fighter. This round, Maloney's picking it up, being more confident. That's what you want. You want him to be confident so you could fucking hit him. This kid is not good enough to really search and destroy. He's much better probably as a guy that counter punches when a guy's open. Knockdown. Canelo is the best resume in boxing, but he's got a gift on the first Golovkin fight. Yeah, that's not unusual. Floyd got a gift in the first fight with what's his face? Oh, come on. Don't fuck up my life now, please, please, please. What's going on? Come on. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? This is the problem when we don't have fights on real networks. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. Could not play video. You're killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me. Oh, thank God. My God. Come on. Hi, Lily. I know you want to pee, but today you're going to have to wait a little longer because I'm watching boxing. So you guys were watching Inouye's brother. What do you rank Maloney compared to what you saw from Inouye's brother today? Looks like only a matter of time. This guy might KO Maloney. He might. Maloney looks like oh, is that what you would have landed? Oh my God. Uh, Money not looking too good. Sad face. Jason Maloney, hop for it, hope for a tie. My cable died during Canelo fight, so I couldn't watch. Was too drunk to go anywhere to watch it. Fuck. I remember when Spence fans were saying that Spence was the best resume in boxing. Well, and his resume was never the best resume in boxing. Let's just be fucking honest. He beat he won his world title by beating a guy literally that had to weight train himself to get back down to 147 after getting knocked out by Golovkin at 160. Only Spence could do that, and somehow people would hype it up as if it was like some fantastic win. Golovkin fought the guy coming up in weight, where you're not weight trained, you can train, you're eating normally. Really, you're going to feel stronger than you would normally going down to 147, especially since we knew that that fat ass motherfucker was struggling to make 147 consistently, right? Obviously, 154 would have probably been the perfect weight for them. But do people think Golovkin wouldn't have knocked him out at 154? Come on. And then Spence fights him, was getting schooled early on in the fight, and then ends up beating him. But a guy that didn't come off of a victory, never got an opportunity to redeem himself after getting knocked out, had his face broken. You know, it's tough to jump in the ring after that kind of thing because you're going to be tentative, right? Whenever you're coming off of an injury, you're never as confident as you should be. Right, Lily? Come on, Lily. It's still early. It's only 7. Stop giving me grief, or we're getting a divorce. You look at this kid, and he's definitely one of those guys who, if he becomes a champion, could definitely improve by being a champion because he's definitely got a lot of improvement and holes he could work on. But obviously, he's got some natural power, right? Because Maloney definitely does not look comfortable at all. Nice jabs from Maloney. That's what you got to do. You're the better boxer, man. Oh, he stumbled there. You could have fucking walked right into an uppercut. Let's go, boys. Typical woman trying to ruin a man's good time. Exactly. You think Loma might be screwed on the cards in Australia? Well, that could happen, right? Look at Pacquiao getting beat by Jeff Horn, right? Nobody thought Jeff Horn legitimately won that fight, but that's a chance you take, right? I mean, tonight, Maloney could lose this fight because the fight's in Japan. And every time this kid throws a punch, maybe the crowd is like, I can't hear the crowd, but maybe the crowd is like fanboying for everything he does. Do Lily think you're crazy talking to the computer? I don't know. Do you think I'm crazy, Lily, talking to the computer? Or am I crazy talking to you? And why you got your hand on my knee? Fresh. That's my lab. She would fucking never stay off of you, consistently putting her hand on you. BT was ruthless on Munguia after Canelo gave him the business. Very warranted, though. BT? Who's BT? What's BT? It sounds familiar. Was ruthless on Munguia. I don't know what you'd be ruthless about. Munguia fought well, but obviously was outclassed, right? Which is what people felt probably would happen. Oh, true. You know, True School is a fucking Andrade dick rider. What does that tell you? Like him and fucking Punch Drunk acting like somehow Andrade's the truth. Literally, they just had the old fucking dude on his channel, and still he was capping for fucking Andrade. Andrade, who fought one world champion in his career and got knocked the fuck out. Munguia has done more than fucking Demetrius Andrade, and definitely performed better against Canelo than fucking Andrade would have, who would have got knocked the fuck out easily. Uh, what's going on? My phone is plugged in, or my computer is plugged in. So what died? Did my headphones die? Can anybody hear me? I don't know. My headphones shouldn't die. Hi, can you hear me? Oh, I have nothing against BT. He's a Roman Gonzalez fan, but his unwarranted hate towards Lomachenko, some of the overreaction he has towards really criticizing certain fighters. Like, why you need to criticize Munguia? Munguia showed very good skill, shown tons of heart, definitely fucking outperformed Charlo. And I definitely think he would have outperformed fucking Andrade because Andrade would have got knocked out by Canelo. I have no doubt about it. You think it's going to be a tie? I stopped talking to True School seriously when I found out he was an Andrade sexual. I mean, you can like who you want, but it's just
You're going to criticize some people, but then fanboy for a dude who's never fought a world fucking champion and act like somehow Canelo needs to fight him, yet that dude hasn't fought anyone and he's only trying to get a payday. And I don't hate on him for trying to get a payday. If I was him, I'd do the same shit. But let's be honest, man. Like, some of the criticism people have towards certain fighters is just ridiculous. Like, when I say Tank Davis should fight top level dudes, I ain't hating on him. Literally, I think every single boxing fan that wants to see Canelo fight David Benavidez wants to see Tank Davis fight fucking Loma, Shakur, Haney, or fucking Lopez, right? Because we want to see top guys fight top guys. That's only realistic. But when you are hypercritical of some people, especially dudes that are doing more, like Lomachenko's done everything he needed to do in his career except do enough to beat Haney and do enough to beat Lopez, even though obviously he was super competitive in both of those fights and potentially could have won both fights, didn't. And he has to take responsibility for that because at the end of the day, he could have won those fights if he would have done some things differently, right? It's good Maloney's starting to open up a lot more now. That's going to leave more opportunities for people to land shots. The Japanese guy got a weird jab, eh? It's good because he extends it, but that's a nice fucking right hand. Oh, that made your leg shake. It's super competitive fight. Who do you guys think is winning? Outside of Derevchenko, Munguia's resume is terrible, and Andrade wanted to fight him. Not terrible. He fought fucking Smith, who was a 154-pound world champion, right? He fought Takumi Inoue, the other Inoue fighter, who is a solid fighter, right? Solid fighter. Obviously, he fought just recently John Ryder. I mean, come on. Let's not fucking dismiss and take away John Ryder, a guy most people feel beat Smith, Callum Smith, for the world title. And obviously gave Canelo a solid fight. Didn't win, but also didn't get punked, didn't fight like a bitch, and, you know, was there. Takashi Inoue, however you say his name. Too many fucking Nuis. I mean, could he have had a better resume? Of course he could have, right? He could have fought Janabek. As far as wanting to fight fucking Andrade, I mean, I'm sure that came down more to money than anything else. He could have fought Charlo. That would have been a big fight at 160 pounds. That fight would have made tons of sense. Obviously, we thought potentially he was going to fight Golovkin for unified titles, but then Golovkin retired, didn't want to defend his titles, basically, and, you know, there you are. This fight's heating up now. What do you guys say? Who do you think was winning this fight so far? Protected? Jesus Christ, man. Every single fighter in boxing is protected by their management team who's moving them in a particular direction where they can fucking financially benefit from their fighter. So to act as if he's somehow being treated differently than every single other fighter in boxing, come on, let's be honest. When you have a world champion, they milk you, they put you in fights they know you can win, so they can fucking juice you for as much as they can before you work yourself into a big money fight. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's obviously not a good thing about boxing, but it is what it is. These guys are roughing it out, getting dirty on the inside. Munguia, no more protected than Benavidez. Exactly. Exactly. People act like David Benavidez is somehow this superstar fighter. Oh, he did pay-per-views. Yeah, and did shit pay-per-views, even though he had quality opposition, Plant and Andrade, two big names in America, two fights that, truthfully, I was excited about. I talked about them and I hyped them up because they were both good fucking opponents, the best opponents he's been in with. And he fought great against them and did very well. And those are by and far the best names on his resume. But prior to that, he blatantly ducked Morrell. He ducked Plant for years. He didn't fight anyone when he was a world champion. And he could have unified with Zurdo, Plant, fucking a plethora of other fighters and didn't do fucking anything. And now he's the best fighter, according to Teddy Atlas and fucking Paulie Malignaggi at 168 pounds. So you become the best fighter by fucking doing nothing? You beat Caleb Plant. And that's a great win for you. But it's a cherry pick and a shit win for Canelo? Fuck off. How does that make any sense at all? Canelo beats an undefeated champion for undisputed, stops him. You fight him, a guy you could have fought for unification years earlier, after he got beat by Canelo. Oh, Maloney's on him. He looked like he was going to drop right there. Wow, that was close. Maloney got lots of time, but he's not jumping on him. Literally, the dude looked like he was fucking out, man. See, that's the difference, right? When you step up your level of competition. Now his legs still look fucking not stable. Maloney has been a guy who fought 12 rounds, quality opposition, right? You never fought anyone like that. You're a power puncher. You never had to go very far. You never were pushed. And now once you step in, you look like you're doing well, but how's your gas tank and your power going to carry moving forward? I lost my mouthpiece. Okay. Whatever, dude. Keep your mouth shut. It's crazy about Benavidez' management either. At least he doesn't hide behind it like Munguia does. Oh. What just happened? He slipped in the corner. He definitely looks like he's close to being done. Look at his legs. His legs are shot, right? And I don't think that's so much that he's hurt. I just think that's the problem. You got lots of muscle mass. Who knows? You don't have the endurance. You don't have a stable foundation now. So your punches are not going to be as effective. You're moving a lot. If he can come back and beat Maloney now, that would be quite the fucking statement. Well, that's it. David Benavidez has been at the weight class way longer than Canelo Alvarez. Yet Canelo Alvarez's resume is way better than him. Way better. It ain't fucking comparable. And as far as Morrell, I do think Morrell's the best fighter in the division. But that dude hasn't fought fucking anybody. Literally. But Jaime Munguia is being protected. I mean, if he's being protected, what about these other dudes, right? And that's what I say. Let's be honest. It's just the way boxing is. You get a fighter with a title, you're going to use him to try to make as much money as you can, right? Can't wait to see my boy Loma back in action. I'm not sold on Morrell. I think Morrell is great, but like we say about everyone, you need to literally fight the top level competition, right? We might think you're great, but we only know you're great when you literally step in and fight real fighters. So that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting to see him step in with real fighters. What round is it? I think round 9 is coming up. And the dude looks like his legs are shot. I think Maloney definitely could stop him. You gotta fucking get your second win, buddy. You don't look tired, but your legs fucking look done. Just look when he plants his foot to throw his jab. It just does not look stable at all. Oh, yeah, the Cuban kid's good, 154-pound fighter. But, like, yeah, he looks good. People hyping him up hard. And obviously, he's Cuban, comes from a good pedigree. But, yeah, he hasn't fought literally fucking anybody yet. And I mean, he's still young. Cuban is a Ronnie Shields fighter, no killer instinct. Well, that's the problem with Cuban fighters, right? Great technical fighters, but not fucking killers, man. They still think they're in the amateurs and they can pick and poke their way to victory. Well, this is definitely a learning experience for the young kid Takai. As long as he doesn't get hurt, he's definitely learned that he got things to work on if he wants to be fighting for a world champion. Look right there. What? It's a headbutt? I thought he got hit by a punch. See, this is the difference between him and the kid that beat Emmanuel Rodriguez. The other guy is a boxer, not a puncher. One knockout, not a guy that's going to go in there and try to fucking knock you out, but go in there and technically outbox you. And that's what he did against a really good fighter in Emmanuel Rodriguez and won the title. Whereas this kid, power puncher, a little too fucking eager to like show his power, thinks he can go in there like Berlanga did and get rid of everybody. But then once you're pushed, you know, you find out that you're one dimensional and you can't adapt and you don't have that well-rounded skill set you need to be elite. But keep putting those punches together, kid. It was a headbutt, just saw the replay. I think Morrell got in there with Benavidez. He would be found out. Benavidez should fight him. John quietly watching, hoping and praying Inoue loses. I don't know why John would want Inoue to lose, considering that Inoue is his favorite fighter. I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it? The only reason John doesn't hype him up anymore is because John only, as he stated, supports Black American fighters now, which means that he won't support anyone else unless they're Black American, because everyone else hates Black Americans, so John has to support them, even though that's in his mind. Oh, yeah, okay. Headbutt. That's definitely fucking set up by fucking Maloney, eh? Coming in like a bull. Rodriguez lost Friday. I couldn't find a way to watch the fight. Yeah, I got it now currently on my what do you call it? Telegram. Oh, Jonas Telez. That's the Cuban kid right there. I didn't watch that fight because it was too early on the undercard of the fight I watched. Where is the Japanese kid? Stanionis. Figueroa. Oh, right there. Nishida. I haven't watched it yet, but maybe I'll watch it tomorrow. Round 10. Can the power-punching Japanese upstart overcome the rugged Australian from the outback, riding kangaroos? Nice jab. The kid's got a lot of fucking quality, right? But I don't know if he was really ready. to take on this level of opponent yet. Telegram dreams fights now streams. No, this is what's his face? Batman Boxing. Batman Boxing puts the fights on his Telegram so you can go back and watch them after the fact. It's just a gimmick to make him known, to get fights a bit exaggerated, but he needs to do it to get the big fights. Alexis Iglesias, nobody ever brings him up. Well, he's a lot like the kid that fought yesterday, right, on the undercard of Canelo, who, of course, no one talks about as well. Good Cuban fighters, solid boxers, but not crowd favorites. Not the kind of guys that people are going to be, yeah, William Skull fought yesterday. Not the kind of guys that are going to grab a lot of attention. Not like this guy, Kevin Saggio, the French fighter who looks like a miniature Mike Tyson, right? All action, all energy. Yes, Inoue is next. And that's the problem, right? The Cuban kids are good, but they don't sell. And because they don't sell, they're not getting opportunities. Like Tellez, because he's much more of a power puncher, like kind of Morel, those guys are getting more attention. Obviously, gold medal winner who beat Keyshawn Davis, he's getting opportunities, just like Robson Ramirez, who got opportunities because, not because he beat Shakur, but because he's a more exciting fighter, more power, more entertaining. But if you're a real slick fighter like William Skull and Iglesias, it's just hard to sell you. Americans that love slick boxers, they don't like fucking Cubans. They talk about slick boxers, but when it comes down to it, people don't really enjoy watching slick boxers. Those dudes don't even watch the amateurs. If they did love slick boxers, they would watch the amateurs, the champion, world champions, and obviously the Olympics. But they don't, because they're not really hardcore like that. What time is it where you are, Sean? It's 9:22 p.m. here in Sydney. Here it's 7:22, so you're 2 hours up on me. What time is it in Japan? 9:22? You guys on the same time frame as Japan? I still think Maloney's winning this fight, but the kid's competitive, man. Obviously, the other Cubans don't live in Miami. Cuban boxing is all about the sport, not the show. Yeah, and that's the problem, right? You do that, you're not going to be embraced as a professional. If you want to be an amateur, that's fine. Robson Ramirez is exciting, though. That's right. That's why I said those fighters have transcended that boring Cuban style because they do make exciting fights, right? Morel looks like a potential superstar. Imagine De La Cruz at the pros having fun trying to hit him. Yeah, but that's the thing. Who fucking wants to watch it? Like, he could be an exciting fighter, but he'd prefer to make you miss, land a jab, and then raise his hand like this, like he fucking just destroyed the world. And it was like, nobody's going to pay to watch you fight in the pros if you're doing that shit. To make money, you need to be exciting. You don't have to score knockouts, but you got to at least be fucking entertaining. Either European style is better a mix of sports and show. Is Maloney getting whooped? No, Maloney's probably edging it right now. Yeah, I got Takai ahead. Takai's had some impressive rounds, but around 8, 9, 10, well, 8, 9 specifically, he definitely looked like his legs were shot. But he's adapted a little bit better in the 11th round. He's definitely landing a lot of punches. Maloney was very tentative early in the fight. Like, even if Takai loses this fight, I think it's definitely going to help him moving forward, probably. Because it's not like he's getting his ass beat. So you can definitely get back in the gym quick and see what you could have done to be more effective. Not rely so much on your power. Iglesias has almost all knockouts. That's true. But against who? not on any cards that are being showcased, and not against any opponents that people are familiar with. Like, obviously, he's a prospect at this time, but they're not really moving him very aggressively. But that weight division, right? There's like some good fighters, man. That's what I said. I made videos talking about 168 and saying, you know, you got Iglesias, you got Skull, you got Morel. Cuban fighters are definitely representing. And Iglesias has moved up. Now he's currently top 10, 10-0, 9 KOs. Good looking kid, 26 years old. So he's young, right? They could definitely push him, but he's fighting out of fucking Germany, right? Literally, he's fighting out of Germany. The Monster is fighting next, after this fight. Like, you think, he just beat Marcelo Canceres. Great victory for him early on in his career. Canceres, very good fighter, destroyed him in 1 round, pretty impressively. And his next fight, he's going to be fighting Shevchenko, who's 16-1-1. So he's definitely progressing, moving forward, fighting who he needs to fight. You know, Shevchenko, never been knocked out, quality fighter. 33, lost to William Skull. So obviously you would think he will get beat by Iglesias. Just had a draw against Pavel Siligian. So he's good, but obviously levels below those elite fighters. Fought Isaac Chilemba, but Chilemba's like 100 years old. Went the distance with him, the one guy that did go the distance, which is no surprise, right? The only guy I think that knocked out him was Vostik, if I remember correctly. First round KO over Concessus, and Pacheco took forever to stop him. Yeah, no. He's good, but the problem is Americans don't know who he is. He's fighting out of Germany. So, you know, potentially he could become quite a name in Europe, but he might also be in a position kind of like Golovkin, where he just can't get the world title fights because nobody knows who the fuck he is. And then you could become a mandatory, but does that mean you're marketable enough that they're going to bring you to the States in a fight? Maybe you don't ask for big money, but if people see that you're good, then they might avoid you. This is the 12th round, Takai. You better fucking juice this shit up. Go in there. Potentially drop this guy. That would be definitively what you need to make a statement. Not moving around. You need to fucking make a statement. Go in there. Put it to him. This is the first 12-round fight for Takai, going the distance. For Maloney, maybe after this we see an Inoue fight or a Roman Gonzalez fight. I think after this fight, Inoue's brother, they're definitely going to look at this as a real winnable fight and a fight worth making. Obviously, they could pay Maloney probably better than anyone else to come to Japan and try to unify on the undercard of Inoue's next big card against his brother. Come on, dude. You let Maloney bully you to finish the fight. Dig in there. Maloney's got more heart than you do. He's fucking taking it to you, making a statement. You gotta fucking give Maloney props, man. He's a tough son of a bitch. Saved by the bell. Exciting last round. Sean, why did you cook John boxing and the other guy so badly? I didn't cook him. I'm just fucking stating facts. Yeah, Maloney closed out strong. Hella credit to him, for sure. That's what he should do. He's the champion, right? I mean, this fight being on the road, you don't want to fucking give any possibility of losing this fight. The problem is he started real slow and real tentative. but he definitely showed you he's the guy that's went 12 rounds and got a lot more in the gas tank. Takai is fucking fighting on fumes. Fumes. Put your hands up, dude. Look. He's fucking on fumes, man. It's like, damn. That could be a 10-8 round for Maloney. I doubt the judges do that, but yeah. Javante pulled up on Haney. Really? You want to fight Haney now after Ryan Garcia fucking exposed him? Why weren't you trying to fight him when he was undisputed champion at 135 pounds? And when Saudi Arabia said they're going to pay you tens of millions of dollars to fight him. And then you didn't take that fight. You took Frank Martin fight and allowed him to take fucking Ryan Garcia. Japanese crowds are so polite. Javante can't get cooked for Ryan beating Haney. Yeah, you didn't win. Ryan did.
Perth, Australia, the Loma Cambosis card, but he thought, I have a chance to. It's always been a dream of mine to fight in Japan. Right. I love Japanese boxing. It's a historic night in the Tokyo Dome. I want to be a part of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a unanimous decision. Judge at ringside, Dr. Lou Moret scores about 117 to 110. Judges Ellis Johnson and Benoit Roussel both scored about 116 to 111. All three in favor of the winner. And the new...
Huh? Man. I would say that's pretty fucking terrible. And that's fucking non-Japanese judges. Non-Japanese judges, man. Non-Japanese judges. If I was Maloney, I'd be asking for a rematch, saying, come on, man. You owe me a fucking rematch.
Yeah, that's incredible. He is very impressive. I saw that just from his walkout, just his composure, the way he's handling.
Maloney feels jobbed big time, man. But you can't even say it's a hometown advantage because there was not one Japanese fucking judge. Shit happens, eh? He did give up too many early rounds, but look at those scorecards, man. They make it sound like fucking Takai dominated. But that ain't true. He looked like he could have got knocked out from 9th round to the 12th, right? He bounced back in the 11th, shot his energy, was fucking on fumes in the 12th. Junto's going, man, I'll kill this kid. I'll kill this kid. That kid better stay far away. So you say it wasn't a close fight. Who do you think won, Quentin?
Fellow countrymen, so I'm not saying he's going to go to unification next, but that could be something that would be a build-up to the future.
He definitely deserves a rematch. Tim Cheatham wasn't a judge. I never saw him fight as a kickboxer, no. You think Takai won easily? 117, 111, man. Those scorecards are way too wide. If it was close, 115, 113, I'd be like, okay. Yeah, there was also a point deduction, too. Of course he feels he won. Like, look at his face. Those guys don't even look like they really got banged up.
First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Jason Maloney for taking this fight.
I hope he got paid good.
This is the hardest fight of my career, and the 12th round was the toughest round that I experienced. But I know James is such a strong fighter. That's why I gave it all out during the practice and during today's fight. Thank you so much, Jason.
I got Japanese eyes because the screen's too small. Japanese eyes, that's racist. That must be why I'm supporting Japanese fighters. Ah, good trainer. Yagashi.
Giving this opportunity for me and Mr. Yagashi for training me so hard.
そうですね、今日は自分の親父の古川誠一の誕
Kid's
生日
gonna
で
become a star in Japan.
なんかいつも洋服あげるとなんかサイズがどうのとか色がどうのとか
Can't give the home fighter even a chance for a bad decision. But the irony is, Jag, literally you have 3 judges, not one of whom is Japanese, right? And it's not like Japanese crowds are crazy, where it's going to be like, you know, acting as if you can't see what's happening. Well, they're always respectful. Behind your back, they might fucking be chirping at you, but to your face, they'll be very polite.
At the end, and he said by far that was the toughest round ever of my career.
What do you
First time he
mean?
had ever
You
gone
were
to
fighting
a
on
round. So
fumes, man.
what's the scary
Big
thing
time.
is, he's going to be an even better fighter after what he went through.
Yeah, that's what I say.
That's experience.
He's going to learn a lot from
Can't
this
buy
fight.
experience. You know, he's very impressive for his now 9-fight career. But no matter how great you are, you can't fake experience. And now he's got that experience. And he's going to continue to get it. So he's only going to get better.
He did a great job cutting off the ring, going down to the body with the left hand, staying true to his jab, being able to get out of range of anything that.
So
Maloney was
currently
firing
there
at
are
James Maloney.
10
Wasn't able at
Japanese
any
world
point to get
champions.
into a comfortable rhythm offensively throughout the course of the fight. He had some bright moments,
Yeah.
particularly.
Well, they definitely
in
going
the
home
last few
happy
rounds, but he wasn't able to tie it together
with
for any
4
extended
Japanese world
period of
champions
time.
walking away at the end of tonight.
I'm impressed to see how Takai has made the transition from kickboxing to boxing. And normally, when you see people make the transition from any other combat sport to boxing, you see it in the boxing ring as a disadvantage. But you didn't see that at all from Takai. It's just, I mean, overall, he's just a very interesting but impressive
Yeah,
fighter.
for sure.
I almost wish we could hear from Maloney as well.
I know. I definitely would like to hear from him.
We know what he would say. I was robbed.
I think, my hats off and kudos to Yoshiki Takai. I mean, what a treat for those fans in attendance tonight. And what a great preamble for them to carry that momentum now into our main event, Naoya Inoue taking on Luis Nery, which is coming up next. And,
Yes, the monster is coming.
got some bad blood there.
It's cool that they have 2 American judges and 1 Canadian in that Maloney fight.
He's won twice.
That's what I say when we criticize like American judging in a Devin Haney Lomachenko fight, and then Lomachenko ends up getting robbed on the cards. Not even competitive. Like they act as if Haney won the fight convincingly.
Over the weight and in fact was banned.
But you
by
have
the
3
Japanese
American
Boxing
judges
Commission
with an
after that. They
American
take
ref
missing
in
weight
American City.
extremely seriously there. But what Luis Nery has done,
Whereas here
is
you have
continue to rack
3
up wins
non-American,
since his loss to
3
Brandon
non-Japanese
McDowell,
judges
himself the number
and a
1
non-Japanese
position again in
ref.
the WBC, almost forcing the Japanese Boxing Commission to make a decision because Naoya Inoue being undisputed,
You're gonna
he's
get
gotta take on
murdered.
mandatory
In
challengers.
America,
So what are you
these
gonna do?
out-of-country fighters
Have him
always
vacate
have
the
all-American judges
Have
to
him not
deal with.
fight in Japan,
Yeah,
or
and
let this
only in
man
America.
maybe
You go to Europe,
get some sweet
the
revenge
UK,
at the hands of Naoya
Japan,
Inoue.
fucking
The
any
victory
other country
over
in the world,
Luis Nery.
and you never have that kind of bias, right? But yeah, you point that out to American boxing fans, and somehow they act like it's bullshit. It's an excuse. But if the shoe was on the other foot, and an American went to Japan, like Fulton, and had 3 Japanese judges, what do you think people would have said? Plus a Japanese ref, right? People would fucking lose it, man. And this guy literally lost the point in the first round. Fucking Mike. That was a great performance by Buster Douglas, and then he went on to get murdered by Evander Holyfield.
Yes, Naoya Inoue has a Tyson-like aptitude for destruction.
Oh.
Just don't confuse Luis Nery with Buster Douglas. He's not the fourth.
Yeah, Devin Haney went to Australia. No Australian judges.
And while Tyson Douglas ended in controversy,
Douglas, who was knocked down late in the 8th round, survived a long count.
controversy here
Yamanaka.
in 2017, after knocking out the Japanese champion, Nery tested positive for a banned substance.
Should have been a no
Then
contest.
The rematch came in 3 pounds over and knocked him out again.
And shouldn't have got a belt in the rematch.
It was presumed Nery would never fight again in Japan. But now that the National Commission lifted its indefinite suspension, you wonder if facing Inoue in the Tokyo Dome isn't itself a form of cruel and unusual punishment.
I think saying out of country
Maybe
fighters
the
is
best fighter in the world,
a nice way of saying it.
pure predator. Still, Nery is taken to calling him overrated, overconfident, even ordinary.
Ordinary.
No surprise, then,
Somebody in this chat
this
section was
fight
saying that about Inoue earlier today.
as this fight had something that one did not. A bad guy.
Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson would have been good. Riddick Bowe versus fucking Lennox Lewis.
All right, let's take you
Quinton
to the
thinks
footage a
LeBron
little
James
over
couldn't
24
play
hours ago
in the
of
90s.
weigh-in
Come on,
for our
Quinton.
main
Are you
event,
mental?
Naoya Inoue
He's the
versus
same size as Karl
Luis
Malone,
Nery.
but he's
There's
more
Naoya
athletic,
Inoue.
shoots better, passes better,
No problem making
defends
weight for
better.
Nery, but this was a
and
very
Karl Malone
intense
ended up being the
face-off
number 1 fucking scorer,
between these two. And although
passing
Naoya
Kareem
Inoue says
Abdul-Jabbar,
he doesn't
didn't he?
hold any
Or
resentment
did Kareem
towards
keep that?
Nery
I
for
can't
what
remember. But
Nery
needless to
did
say, Karl
in
Malone
those
was right
fights
up there
against his
and
countryman
considered
in
a
Yamanaka. You
great
can tell that
fighter.
it is a little
Yet
more
LeBron
personal
James
with that
is
stare
way
down
better
and a
than
look
him.
at the tail of the tape. I
James
mean,
with
not a
trying,
lot
flopping
of
everywhere,
difference here.
stop the
The
cap.
only advantage really for
Rex
Naoya
Chapman
Inoue
can make it in the
is
90s,
his
but not
reach.
LeBron.
But of
Exactly.
course,
And I love
26-0 with
Rex
23
Chapman. If he
knockouts.
wasn't on the
Look
old
at some of the
fucking drugs and
examples that
shit,
are
his
not
career would
shown
have been
here
even
to be able
better.
to take that are
Great
really part of
player.
what's gonna tell
But
the story in this
come
fight.
on, man.
Naoya
Couldn't make it in
Inoue,
the
when you're building
90s.
a
You
fighter,
must be
right?
fucking
You want a
delusional.
guy that checks every box.
I
You
mean,
like that fighter that I build on a
I don't like
video.
LeBron James, but I can't lie about LeBron James.
No, he is
Third all time. So he didn't pass Kareem, but he was right up there against him. And he fucking played in the 90s. Me and Karl Malone are, what's the term? 6 degrees are separated. LeBron is not closing score. He's not in the top 5. I agree. That's true, JD. They're more than happy to be paid off. Oh, I better turn all that shit off. Benitez. I thought it was funny when John Boxing was capping, saying that somebody was the youngest world champion in history, but doesn't know that Benitez was a world champion at 16 years of age. 16. But they were saying like Tank Davis was the youngest world champion ever. It's like, what? Are you mental? 21? There's been plenty of champions at 21. But Benitez was champion at 16. 16. Oh, Duran beating Moore. Moore was fucking never a great fighter. Oh, Mancini getting destroyed by Arguello. Fuck, Moore here too. Fuck. See, imagine the controversy today if Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello fought with the cheating that was going on in fucking Aaron Pryor's corner. And don't get me wrong, I loved Aaron Pryor. So I definitely did not pay attention to the fact that his corner was cheating like crazy. But in hindsight, can you imagine? Literally, they were cheating in the corner, giving him from that special bottle. Joking, Sean, but Warriors bandwagons were saying that. Saying what? What's your favorite Taiwanese food, Sean? Well, I like spicy chicken, but I think that's probably more Chinese than it is Taiwanese, even though where I lived in the country, there was a great restaurant that had it. Durant's getting exposed badly. No, he's not. Durant's fucking one of the best scorers in the history of basketball. He just mentally is not a leader, right? And there's been lots of great players that weren't leaders. George Gerving was a great scorer, also wasn't a great leader. Adrian Dantley, right? You know, Mark Aguirre. Lots of guys were great scorers, but just not leaders, not guys that could lead their team to winning. They needed players to support them. James would be crippled in the 90s. They say that 2006 Warriors would crush every team in the 90s. Well, I don't know if that's true. If you can't lead, you ain't great. No, that's not true. There's been plenty of players that were great that weren't leaders. Obviously, being a leader is a different criteria. In every sport, there's been great players that were dominant but weren't really seen as leaders on their teams. But then you had players that weren't great that were leaders. Like Liverpool had Henderson, right, who was a great leader but wasn't a great player. People have different roles, right? You look at Jordan. Jordan wasn't a great leader because he wasn't sympathetic to his teammates. He was dominant. And then you had other players on the team that picked up where Jordan, you know, wasn't great at. But that's the thing, right? People have their, oh man, Durant's way better than fucking Tony Kukoc, man. Come on. Your idea of great is different. I don't care for mediocre players who only play well in certain circumstances. Oh my God. You say Durant is mediocre. Come on, man. Like, that just sounds like hate. That's all it sounds like. The big fight's coming. Don't worry. It's not going to last long, so we won't have to fucking wait too long. It's probably going to start at 8 o'clock, and it'll be over by probably 8:10, and then we can go out then. Prime Tony Kukoc would dunk from the free throw line. Whatever. He's 6'11". What has he done after the Warriors, Shawnee boy? Well, nobody said he was a smart fucking businessman and that he made good choices in his career. He definitely has not made smart decisions. He should never have left the Warriors to say that he wanted to do it on his own, but then try to make a super team in fucking Brooklyn with mental cases like Kyrie Irving and fucking Harden. You know, people make bad choices. You know, that's unfortunate. I like winners. Sorry, Shawnee. Well, that's okay. You can like winners, but lots of great players in the NBA weren't winners. And it's not that they couldn't have, but circumstances, right? Oh, look. They kissed and made up. Luis Nery and fucking Yamanaka. Otherwise, there's no chance winning against the Inoue. He had a great left hand, but that's all he had. He was very one-dimensional. KD is a 7-footer that can pull up from anywhere. Have fun defending that. No, I mean, he's a fucking unicorn. The next 10 years will be the epitome of NBA. 2010 era is in decline. Well, dudes, Anthony Edwards is here. And Anthony Edwards is going to fucking carry that LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan fucking statue forward in the NBA. That dude is a monster. And he is not above leading by example and winning, as we saw yesterday. He is fucking great. Let's go, monster. I watched Anthony Edwards destroy the Suns. And yesterday, he destroyed Denver. And I know it's going to be a real series, but fucking Christ, man. He is unstoppable, at least from who Denver has to D him up. Maybe they just don't have the players they need, but man, he's good, boy. That boy can play. Like I said during the summer international tournament, and I stated, man, I said, this dude is a real deal. He is somebody to watch in 2024. And he literally was on the cusp of being in the MVP talk. He should have probably got more attention than he did. And now he's making a super big statement in the NBA playoffs, beating Durant, beating Booker, beating Bradley Beal, and now beating Denver. If he can go on to beat Denver, it's easy work. He's going to fucking beat Oak City's ass. And then I think they will beat fucking Boston. And he could win his first title this year at 22 years of age. Anthony Edwards wins a championship. I'll give him credit. MPJ was struggling with Edwards. He was. Edwards, he's physical, right? Somebody early today compared him to Iverson. And sure, he obviously has been inspired by Iverson's crossover, pull-up jump shot, but he's way bigger than Iverson, 6 inches taller, and probably 30 pounds heavier. When he backs in, he don't throw his shoulder, he just makes contact. And fucking dudes were flying off of him. And then he just turns and has a clear fucking jump shot. Like, you're going to have to put a dude that is just as heavy as him, but then they can't stay in front of him. You put a guy that's long like Watson, who's a good defender, but he just bounces off of him. And you know, the dude just does what he wants after that. Huh? Alex Mason, bro. I knew Sean looks familiar. I don't know what you're talking about. What's going on? What did I miss? My top 5 players right now: Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Edwards, and Brunson. But you're going to leave the Canadian brother out there that led fucking Oak City to the #1 position in the league?
He said, I couldn't have asked for a better preparation and a better
Nery.
to get me ready for the biggest fight
Teams win
of my
championships,
life.
not individuals. That's why Trout and Bonds have no World Series rings. True, right now. Baseball team salary, Caps wins championships. SGA is fire. Canada represent. Yeah, but Minnesota's got a quality team. The same guy that built the Denver Nuggets built them. And they've shown you, man. Like, I don't think any team in the NBA matches up with them as well as Denver. And yesterday, it did not look like Denver matched up very well with them.
Yeah, they don't like Nery. I mean, they have.
Of course, they don't like Nery. He's been vilified by the Japanese media.
They've moved on because it's not like, Inoue has himself said, I need to get this revenge for all of Japan. He's like, look, I'm not looking into all of that. I'm looking at our fight at hand.
Of course he is.
Wait for our fight. And I'm not holding what has happened in the past against him, but you can even tell in the face-off, it just looked a little bit more personal. And I think, and look, he obviously knows to the task at hand. This is arguably his toughest opponent to date.
Who? Nery, arguably Inoue's toughest opponent?
We all saw how that turned out. Not how we expected. Tapales was.
I don't know if that's true.
Until the 10th round, and then, but Nery, possesses a lot of skills and that dangerous punchy power.
Sure. But Inoue's fought plenty of good fighters.
Here is the undefeated 4-division defending undisputed super bantamweight champion of the world, Naoya Monster Inoue.
If Inoue beats him in 1 round, people are going to say, cherry pick. Nery was garbage. Who's Inoue fought? I mean, a 2-time world champion. Look at this. The show. The rising sun. Undisputed champion.
Played by none other than the legendary Tomoyasu Hotei. Japanese musician, singer, songwriter, composer, record producer. This song, Battle Without Honor or Humanity, has been featured in numerous films, commercials, and maybe most infamously, Quentin Tarantino's feature film, Kill Bill. Take a listen.
Alex Mason. What are you? High? And when Nery gets knocked out in 3 rounds, what are you going to say then? It's a hype job. Well, upsets are good. I was hoping Munguia would pull one yesterday, but there are levels. But he needs to come to America. People are mental. Like, when would you have a show like this in America with Inoue? There's no fighter outside of maybe Tank Davis that could put on an event like this in the States involving Inoue. None. Nobody at 126, no one at 130. You gotta fucking get Tank Davis at 135.
They love
An absolute rock star and an absolute pound for pound legendary fighter who is already a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question about it, and only the third fighter to be an undisputed world champion in 2 weight classes.
Well, they are saying maybe he will go to Australia to fight his mandatory, Goodman. And obviously, apparently, Saudi Arabia offered him big bucks to come fight in Saudi against probably MJ Akhmedov. So I hope those two fights happen this year. Because that whole fight in America narrative, if he goes to Australia, has a big event there, and then goes to Saudi Arabia, you just have to say, dude, I'll go fucking wherever the event is big. Well, Tank don't need to go to Japan. I'm saying Tank is the kind of opponent I knew he could fight in America that would put on an event maybe this big. But outside of Tank Davis, there's no fighter in America that could generate this much buzz to put on this kind of event in the United States. So then why would Inoue go to America? Right?
Tonight will be the second world title defense of the WBC and WBO titles.
He can go to the US if he's gotten the opponent to put on a mega fight. But otherwise, why? Inoue, Nery, live. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yes. Fucking the monster, man. Nice. The fight is right on time. I said it's going to be at 8, right? Boom. Japan, man. They fucking got a train schedule, those dudes. And I don't hate on Nery. I like Nery. I talked to Nery on social media when he beat Yamanaka. He was very open at that point. Obviously, things have changed in the meantime. He's become bigger and more famous, so not as approachable. But I picked him to beat Figueroa. I was very disappointed with his performance against Figueroa. I thought, he definitely underperformed in that fight. Fought very well in his last fight, stopping what's-his-face late, the tough Hovesian Armenian fighter. But, yeah. We getting a Buster Douglas upset. No fucking chance. This dude don't box as well as Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas won that fight because he fought a coked out Mike Tyson who'd been fucking Japanese girls nonstop once he got to Japan. Nery is not the boxer Buster Douglas was. And he's fighting a professional fighter in Inoue. The ring is huge. If Nery goes into survival mode, this fight could go the distance. If Nery goes into survival mode, he's going to look like a punk because people know he's going to fucking be basically just trying to survive. Holyfield took Buster out in 7 rounds after, killed him. Because that was a professional, serious man in Evander Holyfield, unlike Mike Tyson when he got beat by Buster Douglas. And still he almost won that fight. But at the end of the day, Nery's happy because he's getting a career high payday in a huge fucking venue. And if he looks good in this fight, not bigger fights, but more fights will fall into his lap. I put over 1,000 for the fight to end inside the distance. Well, I would say that's probably a good bet, but what are you going to get paid from that? Yeah, well, that's why I say Mike Tyson could have easily won that fight, right? Just like Inoue versus Donaire in the first fight when he hit him with the body shot. And there was a super slow count there too that allowed Donaire to survive that fight. The monster. Let's get this shit going. Fucking fight fans gonna be mental. Inoue definitely looks good at this weight. Strong, right? Compared to when he was fighting at other weight divisions and he was very thin. Now he's got thick fucking Manny Pacquiao legs and is jacked. Konbanwa.
Japan, with a featured bout of the evening brought to you by Ohashi Promotion.
Like that tall, short-haired girl. Wouldn't mind wrapping those legs around me.
This bout is an undisputed title sanctioned by the WBC. President Mauricio Sulaiman.
Lennox Lewis, Canadian.
The WBO President
Sam Langford, Canadian. SDG, Canadian.
The WBA President Roberto Jesus Mendoza, Supervisor Juan Kim, and the IBF President Daryl Peoples, Supervisor Tsuyoshi Yaskochi.
Yoskochi.
Three judges scoring this bout from ringside.
Not one Japanese judge. Look.
From Canada, Benoit Roussel, and from Puerto Rico, Jose Roberto Torres.
What's what you do, like 80 million in the Superdome? How's the Superdome now? Isn't it just a shitbox? Destroyed after the big hurricane and stuff? Okay, Lily, we go soon, okay? Let's just let Inoue win. Okay. Calm down. I know.
And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance,
you'll be okay.
Fans joining us around the world, live from Tokyo, Japan. It's prime time.
Prime time. Because Prime is pushing Inoue.
Introducing to you first, the defending world champion. On my left, fighting out of the red corner.
Jump boxing, bring it on. I'm in fighting shape.
Hailing from Zama, Kanagawa, Japan. He weighed in at 55.2 kilograms, or 121 3/4 pounds. With a sensational record, he is undefeated with 26 wins, no losses, 23 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making his 22nd world title appearance. Here is the renowned superstar of the sport, boxing sensation, and pound-for-pound great. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the four-division world champion, boxing's pride of Japan, the current, hard-hitting, undefeated, reigning and defending, undisputed super bantamweight champion of the world. Introducing.
You know, it's funny when people want to crap on him, they say he's arrogant. He's arrogant. When you're fucking on top of the world, you're arrogant, man. As you should be, as you would be. Like, what are people saying? He's arrogant. Sean, aren't you afraid of copyright strike because of the round? I'm going to turn it off after this. I don't know if I can get a copyright strike when I'm not even okayed yet, right? But I ain't showing the fight. It's only sound. Like, people literally show NBA games on TV.
He is ranked in the top 5 by all boxing organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's battle-ready challenger, the hard-hitting and dangerous former WBC bantamweight and WBC super bantamweight champion of the world.
Anytime this dude's in the corner, I can't take him serious. Nery. Ooh. Oh, it's going to be a good fight, Lily. Here, just to show you that I'm ready. And it won't take long. I'll put my shoes on early. Let's go. Let's go. You can't mean mug me, motherfucker. This dude's done. Those right hands already have Nery shook. Let's do it. If Nery was to fucking upset Inoue after he beat fucking Yamanaka in Japan, Jesus fucking Christ, can you imagine? That would be unheard of, but unlikely. I'm just going to sit back and hope to land a peach of a right hand. When he jumps in like that, counter him with a fucking short left. Boom. Nery, Inoue. There you go. Nery's coming to fight. I'll be your fucking, what's that? I'll be your huckleberry. Both men are tentative. Both know each other have power. There you go. Just establish that jab, Inoue. Inoue's got a very good jab. Underrated. When you look at overall, where's that thing? I took the picture. Fucking Christ. Can you imagine a knockdown? Oh my God. What does that say? Jesus fucking Christ. Japan is right now fucking shitting themselves. He's going to be open because he's flinging it like crazy. What did Inoue get hit by? I didn't even see it. That's it. Oh, nice uppercut. That's the thing. You can't be too cocky, right? Everybody's dangerous. Damn. Ooh-wee. What did he get hit by? So he's pushing him off, threw an uppercut, got countered. Oh, by a short fucking left. Yep. That's the thing, man. You got to be careful. Just as I was going to hype up Inoue for his great percentages of 14.2, just behind Tank Davis with 15.2. Is that the first time Inoue's been dropped in his career? I think so. I think that's the first time he's been knocked down. I mean, Luis Nery's a hard puncher. We always knew that. Well, you know it's going to be dangerous when you fight a guy that can punch. But how are you going to adapt? What are you going to do now after you fucking got dropped? You got touched. Don't worry, Lily. I'm still confident that the fight's not going to last more than 6 rounds. Shane Mosley rocked fucking Mayweather with 2 hella right hands, but then ended up fucking being dominated. He just looking to throw that big left, eh? You know he's going to throw it, so be careful. Nery's fucking loading up on that left hand. The curse of the Tokyo Dome. I said I knew he was going to throw that uppercut like his brother. He did it, but he kept his head there and got fucking countered by a big left. Oh, he's like, yes, I got payback. Payback, bitch. Payback, bitch. The thing, Nery's fucking throwing some of those looping shots, man, where he's just open. He's still trying to land that left, man. So when you throw your right, move your fucking head. Oh, good body shot. Good jab. Keep pumping that jab out, man. That's going to make your life easy. That's like fucking Crawford's jab against Spence. That thing was killer. You got to utilize that shit. It makes your life easy and sets everything up. There you go. 10-8, 10-8. What a fucking start to a fight. You couldn't ask for anything better. Inoue getting dropped the first time of his career, bouncing back, getting a fucking knockdown against Nery, right? Obviously, I think this was a flash knockdown, but you lean like that, you're fucking open, man. 2 lefts, both guys fucking got hit by. Inoue's so hyped, eh? He's like, yeah, fuck, motherfucker. But that's the thing. You just need to fight within yourself. Nery's going to fucking get sloppy. He's going to fucking overextend just like that, keeping his chin up in the air. Didn't bringing his hand back up. You know that's going to happen. Also, the body shots are going to be there. So, you know, let's go. Round 3. Come on, baby. This is a good fight. Stop stressing me out. That's it. Use that jab. Head control. Nothing wrong with that. Boom. That's it. Change height. Throw the jab to the body. These dudes are fucking loading up, eh? Trying to land fucking home run shots. There you go. Right hand to the body. Drop that hand. Oh, the right hand's getting in. Oh. Oh. Whew. 2-1. Inoue starting to fucking get comfortable. LDBC are going to make memes of Inoue getting dropped. But that's how petty dudes are. As if fucking fighters, they like never get dropped. Boxers get dropped, man. Especially when you fight hard punchers. It's par for the course. It's not about getting dropped. You look at the great Tito Trinidad. Trinidad used to get dropped in almost every single fight early and then came on to fucking demolish dudes afterwards, right? You could drop me, but inevitably I'm going to get up and beat your ass into submission. And that's what I expect Inoue to do with Nery. But Nery definitely making it a fucking show. Definitely making it well worth the price of admission. And we know tomorrow the haters going to hate. But even if Inoue would have went in and knocked him out in one round, they still would have hated anyway. That's it. Keep fucking working that jab. This definitely makes a fight between Inoue and Junto Nakatani a dangerous fight. Junto's much longer. That left hand of his down the pipe, it's a tough punch, man. Oh, pop him. There you go. Pop him. Hit that body. That's it. Keep working that jab. Nice counter left. Nery's loading up. Look at him. Cocky motherfucker. Yeah, dude, I'm there. Okay, me too. Fuck. Oh. Trying to walk him into a big right hand. Oh. Nice body shot. There you go. Yeah, dude, I can hit you all day. You ain't winning rounds if I'm smashing your face. That was a dominant round from Inoue. Dominant. Inoue getting a little too cocky, in my opinion. He better not do what Lennox did against Ramen. That's true. Nery needs to bring out his Mexican blood. I mean, for Inoue, it's good because he's feeling himself, which means he sees the punches coming. He feels comfortable now. But, you know, it's better to get in there and fucking just do your job. Let's go. Round 4, round 5. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see. It is a big round ring, for like 122 pounders, considering everyone on today's card was small, but it's like a heavyweight ring. Oh, good body shot. Mm. Oh, Inoue is fucking peppering him now. He obviously got into his groove. But Nery's still dangerous. Big left-hander. Nery's pushing. That's why he knew this fight was going to be good, because Nery is going to be aggressive, even if it was to his detriment. Yeah, he also landed in his head. Yeah, come on. It's a fight. Oh, that's where you got to counter. That big loop in fucking right hand. Nery's taking it good. You got to give him credit, eh? Oh, until the short left hand dropped him on his ass. Don't get too fucking excited, monster. Oh, big right hand. Tough round from Inoue. Tough round from fucking Nery. He took that shit. Man, this fight's good. Heating up. That short left, eh? Obviously, that's got a lot in it because that shit dropped him hard. Whereas all those big right hands, they ain't doing that. But that short left, boom. Look at that. That's a short fucking left, man. Boom. Just like that. That's like Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch. I didn't want to say it, but he got dropped. No, you're 30 seconds behind me. Well, thank you. Even though I'm not looking so much at it when I'm watching the fight, because I know some people are a little bit in front of me. But let's go. Round 6, right? This is the round we call in. Fucking Nery's face is getting beat up a little bit. Looks like maybe his nose is broken. Keep pushing that jab out there. Boom, boom, boom. Double that shit up. Jab, jab. Boom. Right hand. Short left. Go to the body. Good right to the gut. What's his face is going to totally say that fucking Inoue is cocky, arrogant. Who's the young kid with long hair that does boxing commentating? Friends with True School. Inoue is arrogant. He's arrogant. Since when did we not like fighters or give them praise because they were arrogant? Oh, and fucking Nery, man. Tough as balls. Tough as balls. If nothing else, you got to give the guy credit because fuck, man, he's taking a beating. And Japan is loving it. Oh, fight's done. Come on. You can't let him get up there, ref. Yeah, you got to call that. 6th round, right? We called it. 6th round. Stoppage from Inoue, destroying Nery. Fulton poses 0 threat. Inoue pound for pound king. Forget Haney. Fighters like Canelo, Crawford, Inoue, one generational talent and pound for pound. Well, this is what you want a dude to do. He went out there and look at Nery. Nery's fucked, man. Nery landed a great left hand. He got up and proceeded to fucking dominate and destroy him. In 6 rounds. You could not ask for fucking a more entertaining performance than that.
You love to see how a fighter reacts to getting knocked down for the first time in their career. It did nothing but
hey, rep, nobody's saying he's pound for pound #1, but stop talking crap. Fucking Bud got dropped by fucking Kavalaskis. So people get dropped, dude. Wow. It's what you do when you get dropped and you get up to proceed to fucking destroy the guy the way he did. Actually, he's probably going to make 2 more defenses and not move up until 2025.
The final one that stopped him.
It was that left hook.
But see, that's the thing. Dude's fucking going to find ways to discredit and hate on guys like crazy.
Nery suffers his first.
Hey, air him. Fucking air him like fucking 90 years old.
Super bantamweight champion of the world, Naoya Monster Inoue.
Look at you. You're full of shit, dude. Not a good look for Inoue is officially dropping on my pound for pound list. Because you're a fucking tool. No one cares about your pound for pound list. Because literally, if you would have knocked him out in 1 round, you would have said he fought a bum. Come on. That's the kind of performance pound for pound guys are. You get caught, you get up, and you proceed to fucking demolish a guy.
Yeah, he's hard to describe.
Didn't he also fucking get almost dropped by fucking Gamboa? Dudes get hurt.
Perfect. And it adds.
But what do you do after you get hurt? That says everything.
He's able to recover that quick and get up from the canvas, whereas a lot of people.
But everyone, thanks for dropping in. I need to go walk my baby girl. She's been waiting a little longer than you. So it's been a good night, even though there's fucking haters all over the internet.
And we know what kind of hater you are. Dick riding black American fighters, shitting on everyone that's not black, right? We know who you are, dude. No one takes you serious. No one fucking gives your fucking point any credit at all because you're full of shit. So there it is. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for jumping in. I will see you later this week. Big fight this weekend, too.